this 18 and over channel designed for cannabis patients and adults. Classic. We never got through all
So
this.
it's in that direction.
Yeah,
counts
and it's not
as the moral.
and it's not fully defined or anything else. But to pretend that we don't have some beginning understanding of it, I think is a bit ridiculous.
Okay. So what?
'Cause, you know,
I mean, so I think very briefly, in a sense, that Matt is sketching out this idea that there is a secular morality.
Well, there's an example that came along with this that Glenn produced when he was listing off societal health versus religiosity and teeing me up for the Gregory S. Paul thing. He mentioned divorce rates. But that comes with the presumption that divorce is a bad thing.
Sure.
And I don't believe that. I'm recently divorced. Me and my ex-wife are as good friends now as we ever were and better. And we're both in agreement.
Yeah, that's why we decided to stop being married. Also, what the fuck is he on about? Divorce? I'm not so sure divorce is a bad thing. I'm not so sure divorce is a bad thing. Maybe not if you're in some kind of illegitimate marriage with no consequences. But if you have a child, if you have any children, which usually is what a marriage is about, it's what a marriage should be about, to be clear. If you have children, then divorce is a horrific thing. I mean, just look at any statistics about the effect that a divorce has on the children that have to go through that. And the nastier, the worse, but even the most mild of divorces, still, they completely rob the child of its foundation, of its safety net as it grows up. And you can do all the co-parenting and try to make it as safe and nice and fun and normal for the kid as you want. But all of that is just catching up to what is supposed to be normal. So there's no sense in which divorce is good for society. So that's a crazy take by Matt Monkey, but anyway.
I mean, it was absolutely the right thing for us to do. And so what's happened here is, from my perspective, and obviously people can disagree, religious thinking, religious teaching, religious dogma has done a number of great disservices to human beings by setting up a notion of a soulmate, by setting up the notion that marriage needs to be one man, one woman forever. That's caused countless problems. By setting up...
Like what? What are the problems? Like actually procreating? What are the problems? Like growing your society and making family units that are strong and resilient, independent? What are the downsides, Matt Dillahunty? Like having healthy children that are adjusted to the world? Crazy.
A view of death that does not allow people to deal with that. If we started with the notion that death is the eventual consequence of life, it would fundamentally change, and that was the end as far as we knew, and anything else would be a bonus. It would fundamentally change, I think, how we treated people while they were still alive. And so there's a number of problems here that are rooted in the theology, rooted in the notion that there's a God, which I think if you set those aside and just focus on the things that actually directly try to benefit human beings, it has to be better.
So it's all the benefits of Christianity plus a few more, because you haven't got some of the baggage, essentially.
Well, I mean, Matt said that he could write a Bible that's superior to the Bible by reversing his position on slavery. I think if you started from...
Wait, so if you reverse the Bible's position on slavery to Matt Dillahunty, that would be a better Bible. But the Bible's position on slavery is that it's against slavery. So Matt wants slavery, ? Says slavery is a good thing, according to Matt Dillahunty, the paragon of the moral exemplar of our time. I mean, what the...
Scratch without the Bible, though. I don't think you, and I don't think anyone has, written a book or a series of books or a collection of books, a library of books, that has done what the Bible has done for slavery in the world. Mm-hmm. Because slavery is a human universal, and it has not been overturned by anyone other than those who took the Bible seriously back in the 18th century. They were evangelical Christians, they were Quakers, they were people who took the Bible seriously. So
parts of it seriously.
Well, it's a longer discussion about how you take the Old Testament, but that's got to be interesting, at least, because I mean we can't do a compare and contrast. There's no A/B testing about this. Okay, there's only
which I think kind of undermines what you were just saying. And I sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm in agreement with you. Mm-hmm. You're viewing it as nobody else has done this, and you don't think anybody else could. And my thing is, We have no way to find that out because we live in a world where this is the way things happened. And so to argue that you couldn't actually write a list of moral precepts from scratch that are superior to Christianity.
But then aren't you saying, okay, at least with the Christian side, we've got, there is one group of people that has guaranteed universal equality for all human beings and has ended the slave trade. Okay, it might have taken far longer than you would have wanted it to have taken, but there is one group of people who have done that. We don't know if anyone has or could do that. Let's give it a go anyway. Let's walk away from this thing that has given us all these benefits of the universities and the hospitals and the schools and the scientific method and the emancipation of the slaves and all this sort of stuff. Let's walk away from that. That's quite a leap of faith, don't you think?
And am I also getting the sense, Glenn, that I mean, I want to come back to this human at the centre of this, and the fact that Matt says, hey, humans are humans, and yeah, it's natural that we're going to prefer ourselves, and that's where the morality comes from, our own best.
Which actually just is a justification given atheism for slavery. Matt Dillahunty's argument is essentially, well, humans, when they do the best thing for themselves, they'll always realize that the best thing for themselves would be the best thing for society. And then question mark, question mark, question mark. You know that meme where it goes like step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, like Christian ethics without God. So like, wait, how do you get from that again, Matt? Like, humans act selfishly. Maybe they even act selfishly sociologically. Therefore, we should have Christian ethics, but take out the God part. If humans act selfishly and they act selfishly on a societal level, isn't that literally exactly what produces slavery? And isn't Christianity the only structure which has ever abolished slavery? Which no other source could be drawn from so clearly to say that slavery is wrong. And that's why the original abolitionists were all devout and outspoken, staunch Christians. And then sometimes atheists go like, oh, but everyone was a Christian. Everybody was a Christian back then. So, you know, these were really secular humanists in disguise or something like that. The abolitionists were really just secular humanists that didn't know that was an option yet. Well, that doesn't really work either because the arguments they used are important as well. It's not just the people saying arbitrary stuff. The arguments they used were all from the Bible. Man is created in the image of God. There's neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, right? So, silly point. Matt Dillamonkey, once again, does not understand. Actually, for some reason, it's really hard for atheists to admit or understand. I mean, one or the other. I'm not sure which. Probably a little bit of both. That Christians are... not Christians... Christianity, the Bible, the divinely inspired word of God, is the reason slavery was abolished. And then they keep pointing to the Bible to be like, well, look at you guys and your slavery. Well, it's like, well, what should I look to in your paradigm? Should I look to Mao's Red Book? I mean, what do you even produce that could give me a paradigm which could either abolish or allow slavery? Pretty much it's nothing. It's a list of like feelings that it's a diary entry by Matt Dillahunty. Maybe it's some philosopher, but also the philosophers that they point to a lot of the time, I'm not saying this is all of them, but say Foucault or whatever, they're all pedophiles. Or they all say that they're essentially nihilist, right? Any like logically consistent like atheist, materialist philosopher is a nihilist because there is no other. That's where that path leads you to. Or a solipsist, which is a nihilist. So yeah, I don't understand his argument. Your Bible has slavery, okay? Your Bible has a lot worse than slavery, or at least the same, equally as bad as slavery, and also gives you no way to abolish it. Okay.
Interests. And you're saying, no, somehow Christianity has actually grounded an intrinsic dignity to the human that Matt's godless ethics isn't necessarily going to support. It might go in that direction for a moment, but there's no ultimate foundation to it. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
hearing from you?
absolutely. I mean, we are always going to look after ourselves, but who is we and who are ourselves in that conversation? And we are always wanting to narrow the circle around us and our mates and exclude the other tribe and exclude the other kinds of people. So, you know, in the news here in the UK, just recently they brought in a non-invasive prenatal test for Down syndrome. And it had the reliable effect that everybody knew it was going to have. As people knew that they were going to have children with Down syndrome, they aborted them at ever higher rates. And yet the headlines said, children with Down syndrome down 30%. And it
Oh
sounded
my
like people
God.
like found a cure for Down syndrome.
Oh my God, that is so horrific. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's celebrating in the newspapers. I mean, how fucked is England, by the way? How fucked is the UK? Celebrating in the newspaper. We managed to kill 30% of the Down syndrome kids. Guys, how glorious. What a great atheism. Scientific discoveries. Down syndrome down 30%. Because we killed them. Because we murdered them. We executed them in the womb. I mean, that is horrific. That is truly horrific.
Or something like that. They hadn't found a cure for Down syndrome. They'd just drawn the circle around humanity and kept those with that condition on the outside and wanted to eliminate them. And that to me is a very chilling way of proceeding with a kind of a humanism. Because that's always the danger. Like, who is us? Who are those who we are going to grant with the right to life? And who are those who we are going to say, they do not qualify? And it's always tempting for the humans to say, okay, it's the strong who will make the decision, and it's the weak who must take the hindmost. What is it that's going to stand up for all humans, regardless of capacity, regardless of attributes, regardless of achievements? Who is it who's going to stand up for all humans and actually be true humanists and grant them human rights too?
This is the problem. So first of all, whether or not that abortion scenario that you're talking about is humanism or not is subject for a whole nother debate. But
How so?
You say, well, nobody could do this. And then when we talk about, here's a list of precepts where we don't include a God in it, then your answer is, now you're just borrowing from Christianity. It's Christianity light, and you've just removed the God.
Right.
And then the other objection that you're going to launch to secular morality is, what's going to be the foundation beyond this? At least we have a foundation. It's God. Well, what if people don't accept your foundation? That is exactly the same objection that you are leveraging, you're launching at secular humanism. Whatever problems secular humanism may have with regard to foundations of ethics, no religious foundation has any way of solving that.
That's so false. That's like, okay, the religious explanation, the God is a foundation for morality. The point is, it is the foundation, right? God. So if a Christian says, well, God is a foundation for morality, therefore we don't execute Down syndrome kids in the streets because God told us that all humans are made in the image of God and that we should love our neighbors as ourselves, and Down syndrome people are obviously our neighbors. Therefore, anyone who makes the moral claim that we should be executing Down syndrome kids, the Christian can actually look at it and go, you are wrong. That is false. That's wrong. Okay? And then the Christian can stand up against it and make sure it doesn't happen. But in Matt Dillahunty's worldview, it's just preference. In secular humanism, it's just whoever decides to make the list. So if Matt includes, you know what, I don't think we should execute Down syndrome kids, and another secular humanist says, well, I think we should execute Down syndrome kids, how do you arbitrate between those two positions? It's like completely subjective. Like, who's right? Could Matt actually look at that guy and say, you're wrong? Maybe he could say, well, because secular humanism is about the flourishing of humanity and whatever, the flourishing of the most number of people to the highest extent, so therefore we shouldn't execute them. Well, what if the other guy just says, oh, but it'll make the most number of people flourish to execute them? Because then you have mothers that aren't burdened with raising Down syndrome children or whatever bullshit argument they're going to make. And so they can have more normal children, more human children. That's exactly what Glenn's talking about. It's drawing this circle around humanity arbitrarily, it depends completely by the individual and the society. So it's a subjectivist moral system, whereas Christianity is an objectivist moral system. We actually have a claim to calling things wrong, right and wrong, because we believe that exists. Matt Dillahunty has no foundation, does not believe right and wrong exist. He believes they are sort of an epiphenomena of human experience. In other words, subjective and arbitrary.
Because ultimately, until some God comes in and says, I am in fact the God of the universe and I am the moral authority, and people are forced to recognize that this is the case, then the only thing that's happening is Glenn's saying God is the foundation of morality and I'm saying humans are. And nobody is going to be, neither of those systems is going to work.
Why not? Didn't one of them work for like 2,000 years and the other one is brand new, and every time they tried it, it led to the execution of and starvation of hundreds of millions of people?
Or people who don't accept that that's a foundation.
Do people have to all recognize this foundation in order for it to be the foundation?
No, and people don't need to recognize that 2 + 2 = 4 for it to be the case that 2 + 2 = 4, and for you to go to your grave proclaiming that 2 + 2 = 4. Even if the whole world said it was otherwise, then 2 + 2 would still equal 4. People don't need to recognize a moral truth to be a moral truth for it to be moral.
They do if you're talking about a moral system. If you want to create, computer code and get people to start programming in it, you've got to be able to convince them about ones and zeros.
Yeah.
So 2 + 2 = 4 isn't even in the same ballpark of there is a God. It's either true or it's not, but it's not a foundation for something. If you're talking about
It's the foundation for all math, right? Addition and whatever. Isn't it the foundation for all of math? So how is that irrelevant to God being the foundation for all of morality, right? Glenn made the point, a great point. There is objective morality, just like there is objective math, laws of the universe, right? And so just because you don't acknowledge that 2 + 2 = 4, that doesn't mean that it's untrue, right? 2 + 2 will always equal 4, even if just one person on earth believes it or nobody on earth believes it. And this is the Christian claim about morality, too. This is why the Christian can actually that's why it's called an objectivist system. It's not like, oh, we have the perfect morality. Well, because we're humans, we're sinful humans, we don't, right? It's that the perfect morality exists as a real thing out there for us to access, right? And if it doesn't exist as a real thing, like Matt Dillahunty thinks that it's sort of like an illusion or like an agreement, a subjective experience between a bunch of different human beings, then whatever the human beings decide is excusable. That's the justification. So Matt's justification for morality is whatever humans decide. So therefore, if humans decide to do like Holocaust or slavery or, murder Down syndrome children arbitrarily, that is morality. That is the good, according to Matt Dillahunty, which is an absolutely absurd take. I can't believe that this is where atheists, this is the hill they die on, right? I guess they have to, right? Because you can't have an objective morality given this sort of materialist paradigm, I guess. Because then you'd say, it's how small brain, slow boy atheists are, but you have to go, if you're a materialist, the question they're literally asking is, well, I can't see it. Well, where is it under a microscope? Which is a question I would ask them, ironically, right? But that's because I think it actually exists. So they're not allowed to believe that things like morality exist because it completely breaks apart the worldview. Which is why it's a great topic to argue between atheists and Christians. It exposes probably the most fatal flaw. That's what C.S. Lewis in his book Mere Christianity, which is an apologetic book in a way, but the only line of reasoning he uses to prove the existence of God is the moral argument. Quickly, he would say, how would you even know what a crooked line looks like if you had no conception of a straight line, right? So, anyway, we'll continue with this, because this is actually about to get crazy. At this little bump here, I think, this is where Matt Dillahunty is going to defend the Holocaust. Surprise, surprise.
On a moral system, the true foundation is agreement on what the foundation is. That the three of us care about human beings, and then we can start arguing about how much we care and where there's going to be conflicts and everything else. But as long we can't do any of that until we agree on that foundation. And if Glenn's foundation is there's a God at the bottom of this, and he can't demonstrate that, then we're not even going to get started on solving the problem.
That's not what 2 + 2 = 4 is the analog of in this conversation. 2 + 2 = 4 is the analog of all human beings are worthy of provision and protection. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Would you agree with that? All members of the human family, no matter what their achievements
Look how
are.
hard he has to think about this. Literally, the dude just asked him, should we have human rights, right? I mean, it's a beautifully framed question. I think it's perfect. He said, are all human beings worthy of dignity and protection? And so on and so forth. And look how hard the Dilla monkey has to think about that. The scourge of atheism, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let this become you. When somebody asks you if all people are worthy of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, what are you thinking about, bro? Who are you thinking isn't?
No matter what their attributes, all members of the human family are worthy of all provision and protection.
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem.
Yeah.
It's definitely a problem, especially when you've got people who are discovering disabled children in the womb.
When I say I have no idea, it's about that simplification. My instinct is, of course, to say yes.
It's a very Christian instinct.
Thank you. That's a very atheist response. The instinct, of course, say yes. The problem.
It is a Christian instinct, but how is that an atheist response? To be snarky and mean? Because to be clear, that wasn't a mean thing to say. It was just true, a Christian instinct. Matt Dillahunty took it as like a little quip or something, and then he went like, oh, the atheist is the one that's supposed to be smarmy. Again, do not become this. Whatever you do, just don't become this guy. It's horrific.
Problem is that when we start talking about the specific in the language, there are going to be rights conflicts that we have to address.
Sure, but all other things being equal, as a general principle, would you say that what Glenn has laid down there is one that you could agree to? The importance of treating
Sure,
all
in
members of
the
human race
general
in such a
colloquial
way.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's your point then, Glenn? That this 2 + 2 = 4, as it were, this agreement, that doesn't exist just on the basis of Matt's preferences. It's a fact in the way 2 + 2 = 4 is a fact, as far as you're concerned.
Yes.
See, and that I don't
quite so
that
much
I
for
that
you.
I don't agree with. It is certainly there are things that we're going to agree on. That I don't know how you could ever demonstrate that this is in fact like true, like some intrinsic truth about like, for example, I think human lives have incredible value. I don't think they have any intrinsic value. I don't think the universe cares at all about human life. They have value because they have value to us.
Mm-hmm. And who's us?
Humans.
Mm-hmm. All humans?
Well, cognitive able humans who are
suppose
able
my-
to consider the
Oh, cognitive able humans who are able to consider yada, yada, yada. So people in wheelchairs that are in comas don't count. People with dementia, Alzheimer's. Obviously, I mean, this goes without saying. Children in the womb. A human life in the womb who doesn't get to speak up for itself. The most vulnerable member of our society. And Glenn's saying specifically the mentally handicapped children in the womb who are killed for the purpose of not having to deal with them by an evil mother or an evil culture that tricks a mother, a dumb mother, if she's not evil, into accepting this lie that you can just kill your children willy-nilly, arbitrarily, especially if they're going to be not so bright, especially if they're not going to be the sharpest tool. I'm sorry, ma'am. Yes, we've done all the tests. It turns out your child is not going to be the sharpest tool in the shed. Yes, we have new DNA tests, and we can basically project the image of the child's brain. We're gonna be able to see with the DNA what kind of grades he's gonna get when he's in 8th grade and high school and college. And we hate to break it to you, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And the mother goes, "Oh goodness, why? What do you mean? Does he have a mental disability? Is he gonna have Down syndrome or autism or something like that?" And the doctor says, no. He'll be quite a normal boy. He'll like baseball and skateboarding. But I'm sorry to say it, man, but he's gonna be a D plus, maybe a C minus student his whole life. He'll be a D plus, C minus student. So you got a couple options here. You can have the kid, but it's gonna be hard. He won't get a good job. You'll have to take care of him a little bit longer. Maybe he'll become, maybe he'll have problems with alcohol. He hangs out with a rougher crowd, the dumb kids in school. Or you could just kill him. Or you could just kill him now and not have to worry about it later. So it's kind of up to you. We recommend you kill him. But it's up to you. That's what's happening. That's what's happening in England. According to Glenn. I obviously haven't done the research, but I don't think that's something he would lie about. Yeah, it's an inconvenience to the mothers, so they kill their children. And that's the culture we live in, and that's the culture that secular humanism, even though nobody knows what that is or uses that term, that's what secular culture brings us, because you get to redefine the lines. God drew the line. He said a baby is a baby at conception. We see this in the person of Jesus Christ, who went through every stage of fetal growth. And we see it in other passages. And we see it in John the Baptist flipping in his mother's womb with joy, right? So he's a little living human being with joy, right? With emotions, some kind of processing, intellectual processing. So, yeah, it's just horrific. This is what happens when you let people like Dilla Monkey run the world. You get to kill all the babies. And then the birth rates decline, and everyone's like, oh, no, the birth rate's declining. I guess we have to, get a bunch of immigrants or something, and it'll be fine. And you're like, well, great. I'm not against the immigration. We should have immigrants. But shouldn't we also be having children? I mean, how we've done for all of history to make us at the point that we're at now? Shouldn't we be having kids to at least keep up with replacing ourselves, right? Don't we have to at least replace ourselves? I don't know.
Proposition of whether or not they have value.
Which is the strong, and that's my problem, is that it becomes an ever shrinking circle of humanity that we have, and it's the strong who rule over the weak.
Well, the characterization of evolution as being strong over the weak, I would argue isn't necessarily accurate, but it's also because there's no decision there. It's whatever survives, survives. And what is strong in one sense, a weakness may become a strength depending on the situation.
Oh, so it is strong. He goes, well, it's not just strong over the weak because whatever survives, survives. But, a weakness could be a strength later. Oh, so it is a strength. So it is strong. So it is survival of the fittest. It is the strong over the weak. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what evolution does. It's not like, ooh, me, He-Man, you weak, I'm going to kill you type thing. Maybe, for example, sickle cell anemia provides protection against certain things. And so while it may be under certain circumstances, there's a reason why animals develop camouflage and other changes. It's because of the
why in your
fact of the
view, was
environment.
it wrong for,
So slow, boy.
I'm sorry to invoke Godwin's law, even though we're near the end of the program. Why was it wrong for Hitler and the Nazis to, euthanize disabled people?
It reminds me of the people who argue that, hey, slavery is really good for the slave owners. And so if you're a slave...
Sorry, I think my connection dropped out. But let's go back to this. This is important.
race.
So it's one of those things where people say,
Because a lot of people would say Hitler was wrong about a fact there, whereas from what I'm wondering, like, and we're getting to the issue of, is there this objective moral value to humanity? And in
well,
a sense,
it reminds me of the people who argue that, hey, slavery is really good for the slave owners. And so if you're a slave owner, you can look at this and say, hey, slavery is a good thing because it benefits me. The problem is that when you look at the larger picture, it's actually not necessarily good for the slave owners. And beginning to recognize.
When who looks at the larger picture, Matt? You? Literally just you? Do you assume everyone has the same subjective opinion about institutions like slavery and Holocaust as you? I think you do assume that because we live in a fundamentally Christian society where that is the norm, to reject slavery. But it's like these people have zero imagination of living in history. Like, I don't know. It's like these people have no clue, actually, about the pervasiveness of slavery in history, about the pervasiveness of Nazism in Germany in 1940. If everybody in the society decides it's better for everybody in the society to, like, do a Holocaust, then according to Matt Dillahunty's standard for morality, they are right. That is good. It's crazy. What's up, Brendan Vaughn? Welcome, brother. I agree with you for the most part, apart from forcefully keeping old people alive on ventilators. I don't know if I agree with forcefully keeping people alive on ventilators. Like, I wouldn't do that, per se. I don't know if I would. Well, I guess it's a good question. Like, do you pull the plug? I think it's really important for people to sign DNRs if they're at that stage, but I realize that's not always possible or comfortable. DNRs that do not resuscitate, so basically tells your grandchildren, just kill me, get it over with. Which is horrific, but yeah.
No, is that every member of society affects potentially every other member, fundamentally changes, and it shifts our in-group, out-group dynamic. So that when Hitler goes after the Jews for whatever religious reasons he had, for whatever superior, uber guy
Or
reasons he had.
Uber guy. The great philosopher, Matt Dillahunty. Uber guy.
So, yeah.
That's fundamentally different from whether or not.
Yes, this is the point of this. We can rewind it if you want a little bit, because this is the fundamental point of this whole video, is that Matt Dillahunty, representing the secular humanist, the atheist, trying to make morals, he has to defend Hitler because his moral standard is nothing. And yeah, he means Nietzsche's Übermensch. But the Uber guy, but it shows he's just not even thought about it, the topic, very seriously at all. Has not even thought about it. But let's see how this gets set up, because that's
what Glenn has laid down there is one that you could agree to. The importance of treating
Sure, in the general colloquial sense.
It becomes an ever-shrinking circle of humanity that we have, and it's the strong who rule over the weak.
Well, the characterization of evolution is being strong.
There's no boring evolution
maybe
thing.
me, He-Man, you protection against certain things. And so while it may be under certain circumstances, there's a reason why animals develop camouflage and other.
Sorry to invoke Godwin's law, even though we're near the end of the program. Why was it wrong for Hitler and the Nazis to, euthanize disabled people and gay people and people that they felt were outside of their circle of who they considered to be human? What was the kind of?
I'm not convinced they considered him outside the circle.
No, I would not kill a person anonymously for any amount of money. Of course not. What would be the point of that, Brenda Vaughn? Really? Okay, I get $1 billion, right? I'm guessing it's one of those things where someone says, here's a red button. If you press the red button, a random person on Earth will die. You don't know who it'll be, and you'll get $1 trillion or something like that. Is that the scenario you're thinking of? Let me tell you why you'd never, ever, 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 ever press the button. Okay? Because You will get $1 trillion, and you'll have a great time with that $1 trillion for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's assuming you do have a great time, by the way. That's assuming that doesn't come with any of the problems of getting rich instantly, which is a lot of problem. Most people that win the lottery absolutely crash out, and their lives are 10 times worse after they win the lottery than before they won the lottery. So there's that problem. Yes, there's the other problem that you just put wisely, the guilt. If you have any sort of conscience, which we all do, but if your conscience has any sort of command over you, like it speaks to you at all, the guilt will absolutely eat you alive. You'll start to look around and wonder, why do I have this $1 trillion? Oh, that's right, I took a father from someone. Oh, that's right, I took somebody's daughter. Oh, that's right, someone's beloved wife, and they'd lost their kid earlier that year, and I pressed a fucking button to get rich, and then they lost their wife as well. So yes, the guilt would be fucking insane. And outweighing all these other options, like I said, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, if you even make that long, you have a good time. And then what happens? Then you die. And then where do you end up? You end up being judged. Whether you're a Hindu but especially if you're a Christian or if you're a Buddhist or whatever, you will be judged. You will be judged. So store up your treasures in heaven, is what Jesus Christ tells us. Store up your treasures in heaven, because the treasures of this world will rust and they'll corrupt and they'll be taken away from you. When you die, you can't take it with you, so to speak. That's another saying we have. So what the fuck is the point of that? What the fuck is the point of damning yourself for that would be a very evil thing to do. I would say that would probably be very damnable, especially if you never repented. To kill someone at random for money. I can almost think of nothing more vile than that. The trolley problem, like would I change the track to kill like one person versus 10 people or something like that? Is that the trolley? Because there's a few different variations of the trolley problem. But yeah, no, I wouldn't touch the track. I would pray for all 11 people involved and curse the villain who set up this crazy train situation. But I'd have nothing to do with touching the switch. I wouldn't switch anything. I would try to stop it. If it would, I mean, I say that I would do this. I hope that God would give me the strength to actually do this. But if I could somehow jump in front of the train myself and stop all 11 people or whatever, 10 people from getting hit, that would be the optimal solution to the trolley problem, I think. What about collateral damage in wars? You mean like when innocent civilians get hit in like the collateral damage, for instance, in Gaza or something like that? I don't think it's ideal, but you know, some wars are justified. And war is a horrific thing. So I think war itself should be avoided at all costs, because innocents will die. That's just how war is. Not to mention all the enlisted men who will die. So war itself should be completely avoided. Like what do you mean, like what about collateral damage? Like if I could snap my fingers and make it so that there was no war, would I do that? Yeah, absolutely. Or if I could snap my fingers and say, okay, only combatants will die in war, would I do that? Yeah, absolutely. But would I say a nation should never wage a war against another nation because there might be innocents that die in the collateral damage? No. Nations need to war with each other because there are certain nations that want the destruction of other nations. So there's only one way to resolve that. If diplomatic procedures fail, I don't know. I meant if it's okay to kill some people for the greater good in case of war, why not in case of the trolley problem? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. If it's okay to kill some people for the greater good in case of war, why not in the case of the trolley problem? Well, I don't know. I don't actually think war is the same as killing some people for the greater good. I know what you're saying, but I feel like a war, I think, to be justified has to be defensive, if you know what I mean. So, for instance, I want to pick a non-controversial one. My mind is going to the Israel-Palestine thing, but that comes with a whole other host of like presumptions probably on your part and by others. But so, for instance, like let's consider like World War II to be a just war, right? A war that America engaged in justly. The purpose of the war was not to kill. The purpose of entering the war was not to kill people for the greater good. It was to prevent Americans and Westerners broadly, the UK and France and Europe, from being killed by the Germans. And so, yes, that did necessitate us to kill Germans. But it's like the purpose of it is self-defense, right? The trolley problem, there's no sense in which I'm defending. I guess you could say I'm defending the 10 people or something that are tied to the track if I switch it to the one person. So I guess I could see where you're coming from there. Yeah, that's why it's one of those hard problems, isn't it? That's a good point for Navon. If it's okay to kill some people for the greater good in case of war, why not in case of the trolley problem? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. It's just an intuition I have. Again, I don't think I would ever go to war. Maybe I would. Because, like, for the trolley problem, I'm not saying nobody should ever not switch the track. I'm saying, what would I do? I think what the optimal thing to do would be to throw yourself in front of the train, if that would stop it. And so in the case of war, that is kind of what you do in a way. You throw yourself in the line of fire. That's what we did in World War II, at least. Threw ourselves into Europe, sacrificed American lives to save sort of a underpopulated, what's the word I'm looking for? The minority population of Germany and of Europe. So it's a good question. I don't know what I would do. What would you do? Would you switch it? Switch the trolley? Go to war? I don't know.
Of what they consider to be human, they had a view that these were somehow inferior humans. I think they would all acknowledge they were human, just that they were somehow inferior or less diverging. Yeah, race. Things like that.
Master race.
So it's one of those things where people say,
because a lot of people would say Hitler was wrong about a fact there, whereas from what I'm wondering, like, and we're getting to the issue of, is there this objective moral value to humanity? And in a sense,
it reminds me of the people who argue that, hey, slavery is really good for the slave owners. And so if you're a slave owner, you can look at this and say, hey, slavery is a good thing because it benefits me. The problem is that when you look at the larger picture, it's actually not necessarily good for the slave owners. And beginning to recognize that every member of society affects potentially every other member fundamentally changes, and it shifts our in-group, out-group dynamic. So that when Hitler goes after the Jews for whatever religious reasons he had, for whatever superior, uber guy reasons he had, that's fundamentally different from whether or not killing them makes society worse or better. And it's kind of this thing of, oh, this is what I think makes us better, which is independent from what actually makes us think better. Nobody.
Wait, but Matt's standard for what actually makes things better is just what people think makes it better. So how it's not different. So he just said the reason this shit doesn't make it better because I don't think it makes it better. Okay, what is that? Doesn't say anything. Your standard is still subjective.
Buddy, not Sam nor I nor anybody is suggesting that if we begin with an agreement on well-being as a foundation, that there aren't going to be things that we think we have the right answer about and find out we were wrong.
At that stage, then, it would seem like instead of having World War II, we would have a symposium in which the Nazis would present their papers and others would present other papers, and then we'd have a panel and we'd discuss them and we'd try and thrash it out. At what stage do you say that their vision for updating, for evolving, for having a master race, at what stage do you say that that is morally unjustified and therefore there is a just war that can be fought against them?
What? I don't know that there's an answer for that apart from assessing the individual situations, which is what we did.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have to rely on a God for it.
Well,
Are you
we
suggesting that
relied on 1939 years of Christian understanding of what is the good life, and the good life is the sacrifice of the strong for the protection of the weak,
Okay.
and Hitler was doing the exact opposite of that, and so it was very.
Yeah, but no, in case of collateral damage, it might sometimes be safe to assume that the innocent people's lives were at higher danger anyway. Yeah, especially in like Nazi Germany, obviously. They were executing their own innocent people. I would say in Gaza, that's a state that's run by the Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, so I can't imagine that their lives are particularly good. And that was what I was going to say. Israel is essentially fighting a defensive war. Hamas's entire stated purpose is to wipe Judaism off the map and to exterminate all the Jews in Israel. And Israel's stated purpose for the war is for Hamas to release the hostages that they took on October 7th and to surrender and to disarm, which is like totally reasonable, which like actually like it's the definition of a defensive war. So yeah, I think in that case, and then this is what you see Hamas, people go like, oh, Israel's bombing the hospitals, oh my god, the hospitals. It's like, okay, why are they bombing the hospitals? Just randomly, like they're wasting their bombs on hospitals? No, of course it's not random. It's because Hamas is setting up bases of operations in the basements of hospitals. And why are they doing that? Because they know that either Israel won't bomb the hospital because they have a heart, or that if they do bomb the hospital, they'll get this media outrage throughout the gullible West. So it's very smart. It's extremely smart, but they're using their own people as human meat shields. So, I mean, I think it would be justified for Israel or anybody, America or somebody, to go in there and absolutely displace Hamas as the leader of Gaza. Maybe set up a new state. Maybe just give it to Israel. Make it all easier. I know people won't like that, but and the point I'm making in regards to Renovan's point is that the innocent people are already under this like tyrannical, horrific structure. So even if it potentially might cost the lives of some of them to free them, it would be worth it. And that's more clearly seen with World War II. Even then, we should value individuals' life as much as possible. Yeah, exactly. And that's not to say, oh, but so now we can devalue all the innocents and then just kill them because we have this reason. No, there's no reason. It's just a horrific outcome, a horrific side effect of war in general, which unfortunately war in our fallen world is necessary at points. So, yeah.
Obvious to people in that sense, the evil of the Nazis, and they went and fought a just war against it. But
sure. So it was Christianity that was the credit for ending the Nazi regime, and
Yes.
and why people, not even Judaism.
no, it was Christianity.
Christian ethics permeating the West, causing them to even care if Hitler is exterminating people. No one would even care, literally. That'd be like, nothing new under the sun, right? If a tyrannical leader of a country wants to like imprison and enslave and exterminate a group of his own citizens, that would be like, okay, he'd get a big thumbs up and a slap on the back from the other nations. But we had 2,000 years of Christianization, which made Christian nations actually start to define like ethical boundaries, Do you think Hitler had some nice ideas? No. I saw one of his paintings. I was surprised it was actually kind of good. The other three were shit. So it was a series of like 4 paintings. And so 3 of them were shit. And then one of them I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. That'd be kind of funny to have like a Hitler painting in your house. I'm not the type of guy that would do that. I wouldn't have it. But like, if you did have a painting by Hitler in your house, nobody would ever know. They're very normal. I'll show you. But other than that, no. I mean, he was a horrific politician. He was a drug addict. I think none of his ideas are good. None of his policies. I mean, like, this is kind of cool, right? I don't know. Why is this Disney art? Adolf Hitler Disney art. What the fuck is this? Am I gonna get banned for this? What is going on? What the fuck? Oh, what the hell? Yeah, Hitler glaze. No, I mean, I think he was really a horrible leader, and I mean, obviously, the thing that makes him the most horrible is he's a tyrant that genocided the Jews, right? And many other groups. But I just mean like tactically, like he was retarded. He was actually militarily retarded. I know he probably had a couple of good moments, like the Blitzkrieg stuff, but that was just the West being a pussy. That wasn't Hitler being smart. That was the West letting him do, like the rest of Europe. It was called appeasement, just letting him do whatever he wanted and not even preparing for an attack on like Poland and all this other stuff. But then when you get down to it, the thing that lost in the war is like the one thing in history that you know not to do. If you're a military leader of a country or a troop or whatever, if you have command of any army, the one thing you do is you never march on Russia in the winter. And what does Hitler do? Right? I'm going to take Moscow. I'm going to go and take Moscow now. What? What are you, fucking retarded? Well, the answer is yes, he was fucking retarded. He couldn't even get into art school. Famously the easiest thing to do. Anyway, do you believe in the 6 million number? Yeah, I have no reason not to believe in the 6 million number. I've seen a couple. I've obviously seen the tweets about people that don't, but I've never been convinced by their arguments. One of the arguments was, we have all the shoes, but where are the bodies? It's like, well, don't you think they were just mass cremating all the bodies? Like, duh. Don't you think they were just... Also, there are pictures of tons of bodies stacked up, so... And people starving and whatever. I don't know. The other argument I guess I've heard is like... something about the gas chambers. They don't... Oh, yeah, that there weren't enough gas chambers or that they weren't, like, sealed or something. So that the chambers were actually used for, like, delousing people. So actually, Hitler was taking really good care of them. He was making sure they don't have lice. I was like, that's retarded, bro. Literally. Why would they have that many gas chambers to take care of lice? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. So, yeah, I believe the 6 million number. I have no reason not to believe it. Just because even those things that come up on Twitter, they're just weak. They're not strong evidence. And then it's my understanding that the strong evidence is for the 6 million number. So I'm not going to jettison that belief on like a couple Instagram posts because I'm not retarded, but but I'm not saying I couldn't be convinced. I'm not saying it's impossible. Like stranger things have probably happened, but barely. It would be hard. I mean, I don't know, because it's not the same regime in power now that was then that was taking the numbers down. You see what I mean? Like, so if you don't trust the current regime, well, maybe you would say it is the same regime. I don't know. Who knows?
That had shaped the West and its moral sensibilities, such that Nazism appeared to them as very obviously the very reverse of the way of the cross.
Also, it's not like six. Yeah, probably on the rise through the immigration crisis, the conversation. I mean, I think Twitter's also just getting. It's becoming more like old school internet, right? As time goes on, and more people are realizing how unhinged they can be, which is good. I think it should be unhinged. I don't think it should be moderated or regulated too much. You know, there shouldn't be certain things on there for sure, like very illegal, you know, abuse of children, things like that. There shouldn't be on there. But I think people are getting more based and like trying to like stand out more and stuff like that on Twitter. But the thing is, with the gas chamber arguments and the smokestack arguments and stuff like that, it's like they're underestimating what the Nazis were like, right? Not every Jewish person that died had to be gassed to death, right? Also, there's nothing to say they wouldn't just shove 20 of them in there at once, right? But they would literally line them up outside of the camps and gun them down with machine gun fire and then throw them in a mass grave or just burn the bodies. So any argument that's like, well, but it actually, they could only gas one Jew per 15 minutes and there's only, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day. And so if you do all the math, then it only adds up to 63,000 or whatever. And so like, even if you believe the stupid math, there's always firing squads, mass firing executions, burning the bodies outside. You don't need to put it in a chimney to burn a body. Surprise. Fucking idiots. But yeah, so I'm not convinced by the Twitter it was less than 6 million argument. I think it was 6 million. I think there's a lot of ways that the Nazis evilly killed Jews that don't just rely on the gas chambers and the smokestacks and whatever the arguments are. You know.
So this is something that you just can't argue with because...
Wait, let's go back 1 second.
No, it was Christianity that had shaped the West and its moral sensibilities, such that Nazism appeared to them as very obviously the very reverse of the way of the cross.
So this is something that you just can't argue with because...
Hitler was not an atheist. He was an occultist, which is even worse. He was literally like a devil worshiper. He was a Satan worshiper. He probably didn't call it that. He probably didn't have a pentagram. He probably didn't have da-da-da-da-da, whatever. But he was obsessed with like spirits and aliens and all sorts of weird occult shit. Very like Aleister Crowley, like you know, hermetic stuff, you know. So even worse than an atheist, an active evil spirit is seeking out evil spirits, essentially.
It's just an assertion from Glenn's perspective because if we come up with something that is good, we're borrowing from Christianity. There's no way to not be accused of borrowing because Christianity was around before. And if you find something that was before Christianity, well, that was foreshadowing Christianity. That because the God that he believes in has been there forever. Mm-hmm. So anything true and good that was pre-Christ was God foreshadowing it.
Yeah, what's wrong with
And
that?
anything is after, it's somebody borrowing from it. There's no response to this. And there's also no way for him to demonstrate that that's what's happening.
Is that a fair criticism, Glenn?
Well, I think we've said from Old Testament to New Testament, we've said from Genesis 1, I totally believe in the same God from the beginning. But I think what is the unique thing about the Christian story is you've got the sacrifice of the fittest for the survival of the weakest. You've got this way of the cross. You've got this way of Jesus, which is unlike the Greco-Roman world. It's unlike the Persian world. It's unlike the Babylonians. It's unlike the Muslim world. It is very like what secular humanists now say about inclusion and welcome and...
It's kind of impressive that any person in his own army wasn't able to kill him, but that's the thing. That's another misconception that, oh, Hitler, with his, charming eyes and his wiles, was able to, hypnotize all of Germany to be on his side. No, Germans, almost the entirety of Germany went along willfully with Nazism. They were Nazis. There were not that many innocent Germans. Let's just put it that way. Of course, there were a few. And of course, there were people that were worse than others. Like, for instance, Joseph Mengele is worse than the guy who lives in, Leipzig and called the Nazis on his neighbor because he was scared of getting found out beforehand or something like that. But the Germans as a society were complicit in Hitler's terror on the Jews because they had to be. There was more of them. They actually could have fought him off. They did not have to turn in their neighbors. They could have fought the Nazis and resisted from the inside. But Germans are so like, we must follow the rules, and also we don't really like the Jews that much anyway, so it's all good. And they just fucking went along with it. So, yeah, there's nothing, especially the people in his army. So imagine if you rise to the level of, like, actually joining the army, right? They were all for Hitler. Like, they were down with the system. You know what I mean? Like, so, no, nobody would kill him because they were on his side. They were all Nazis, right? They believed this stuff. That's why they voted for him. And now eventually he did take power by force, but a lot of people voted for him. He was like a legitimate political contender, right? So, no, Christianity has been dead in Germany for a long time, probably since Nietzsche. Because Germany became the intellectual center of the world. And this is what always happens. And right now it's in America, and you can see it in our universities too. That's why secularism is running rampant in America. But if you over-intellectualize everything, you believe that you are the source of knowledge. And so that's what Nietzsche did. And he created the Übermensch, and he said God is dead and all this stuff. Because, and this isn't really Nietzsche, but like him and universities and the intellectuals in Germany thought, oh, we figured it out now. We figured it out. We can run the world, and we don't need God to inform our morality and our decisions and our actions, our behaviors. We're smart enough now. And, of course, what happens when you do that? Nazi Germany, World War I and II. Germany goes bonkers. Germany goes actually fucking batshit insane. Do you think the Enlightenment schizos caused that war? Yeah, in a way. To the extent, I mean, I think Satan caused that war, if we want to draw it all the way back. I think the Enlightenment was good. It added a lot of knowledge and like methods and stuff to science and thought and philosophy and whatever. But the ultimate effect of it, which was removing, like secularizing the West, was a totally demonic, satanic influence, totally wrong. And 100% leads to the horror that we see, not just in Germany, but in Stalinist Russia, in Mao's China, see it right now in North Korea. Any of these tyrannical, authoritarian, atheist regimes, or in Hitler's case, not even just atheist, but like actively like anti, Christianity, which, by the way, Soviet Russia was, and China and North Korea are all anti-Christianity. Well, why is that, I wonder? Why is a institution or a government whose whole thing is lying to its people against Christianity? Well, maybe because Christianity is the truth. Maybe because it offers people power and something to cling to and something to use the cross to battle the forces of evil. So I'm completely anti-secularism. Secularism is rampant. It is leading to all sorts of chaos in our society. Luckily, we're coming out of it. We're waking up out of our sort of deep nap. But we've been in secularism deeply mired for like 100 years. Should nations have their own official religions? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be better. It would definitely be better. That doesn't mean you have to force everyone to practice it. I think you should have a degree. I think you should have religious freedom. I'll say that. That's what I mean. So, like, I think America, for instance, I'll just use America, should be run by Christian values and ethics. Christian values and ethics should decide for America how to act and behave on the world stage and internally. But that absolutely does not mean that we don't allow people within America to be any religion they want to be. Atheist, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, name one. So we should have religious freedom for the individuals, but the country itself should be guided by Christian ethics and morals. Because Christian ethics and morals, any objectivist moral system is going to be actually more ethical than any subjectivist one. So, the founder of the party in power in my state was allegedly a Hitler glazer. I hear that's not so uncommon in India, unfortunately. But, I mean, the thing is, like, I get it. People want to be edgy or whatever, like, oh, Hitler did nothing wrong, whatever. But what is there to admire about him? He was a gay drug addict, a horrible military tactician, did nothing for the country, actually destroyed the country for the next 80 years or whatever. The only thing you could say he was maybe good at was like rhetoric, but then if you look at him giving a speech, it's like, and you're like, holy shit, that actually like enticed people. This complaining, this whining and yelling. Like, what a loser. What's up, Numenon? Welcome, brother. Welcome. We're just having a chat with Vernivan about Hitler. Quite interesting. I think you would have liked it. But now we're sort of moving on, I guess. I was going to co-stream with a buddy of mine, which I think could be fun. And let me know if you guys like that. But I still want to keep the conversation going about Newman. What do you think? So Brendan was wondering if Hitler was an atheist. And I made the point that I don't think he was an atheist. I think he was an occultist, right? Like an Aleister Crowley, sort of satanic, dark. I think he liked like aliens. Cash was like, yeah, it's called Hitler Friday. Welcome to Hitler Friday on Ramblings of a Mad Guy. No. That's because the reason we got into it actually is because Matt Dillahunty was just defending Hitler basically, like the absolute monkey that he is. And Brendan Brown was like, what the hell? Is he defending Hitler? And we said, yeah, you actually have to if your moral standard is subjectivist like Matt Dillahunty's is. You have to just say, well, whatever the society decides is the good, right? And so then when Glenn says like, oh, but what about Hitler or whatever, then basically Matt Dillahunty can't answer the question, which we can continue with while I go to the bathroom actually.
Diversity and bringing people to the center and caring for the weak and the
if
poor
you're
and the
very
marginalized.
selective about what you read, it'd be really nice about Christianity if it were the nice unique feature of Christianity was if it could be demonstrated to be true. Mm-hmm. That would be a unique feature among religions, which would be very nice.
Well, we had the God who was the master, came down, became the slave. He paid the slave price.
I know the story.
Yeah.
You can't demonstrate it's true.
Well, we're living in the effects of it. We're living in the ripples of the
You can't
after
prove
effects
that's
of that
true
story.
either. That's just how you're viewing it. I don't think we're living in the rippled effects of people who believe that to be true, which is independent from whether or not it is true.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've all got our different standards of what would qualify as evidence. For
Which
that
is
to be
why,
true
and
as well.
this is the thing. This is why I keep saying that I have yet to be presented with an objection from religious, an objection to secular morals that religion solve. And it's not. God could fix this. If there is a God, God could fix this just like that. Just like he could have said, "Thou shalt not own another human being as property." Instead, he was more concerned about wearing mixed fabrics and whether or not you should eat shrimp. Evidently.
I mean, it's a conversation about the old covenant that we can have, but the old covenant's called old for a very good reason. What I've been saying again and again is...
Why would there be multiple covenants? Why can't God just say, "Here's the way things are"?
That's just the law. That's just the law. The law does say, here's the way things are. But as we've both admitted, humans get things wrong. Like what we need is grace. What we need is the God who is the lawgiver to actually come and save us, to actually come and forgive us for all the different ways that we get things wrong.
So I don't think I need a God to come and save me or forgive me. I think I need a God to come down and demonstrate that he exists.
Mm-hmm. The God who comes down, in the Christian sense, is the God who becomes incarnate. But a number of times, Matt, you've used the word of God being sort of a super being, or I don't know, what was the phrase you used? Anyway, a super being, which I imagine to be something kind of within the created order, and who might appear, in a cloud and that
Are you
sort
talking
of
about
thing.
today? Because
All right. I think it's hard to tell, but I think he did believe in some kind of destiny. But I don't know. He probably chose whatever beliefs fit his views on the supremacy of his people. Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, he's obviously influenced by Nietzsche and all that stuff, so he's probably somewhat atheistic. Okay. What is Vernon's quoting he's quoting a news article from his hometown, I think. Thackeray attracted controversy for his praise of German autocrat Adolf Hitler. He was quoted saying, "I am a great admirer of Hitler, and I am not ashamed to say so. I do not say that I agree with all the methods he employed, but he was a wonderful organizer and orator. And I feel that he and I have several things in common, ... What India really needs is a dictator who will rule benevolently, but with an iron hand." It's kind of insane if he thinks that Hitler ruled benevolently. It's like almost the exact opposite. It was like a malevolent, if there ever was one. This Thackeray guy is also glazed by the current prime minister, by the way. That's crazy, dude. India is so funny to me. It's basically like if it seems to me, now tell me if I'm wrong, it's like if 4chan were a country. Am I off base there, Brindavon? If 4chan was its own country, it would just be called India. Yeah, exactly. It's so funny to me. All right, let's do something else. I think we're done with Matt Dillon Monkey. I can't even look at his face anymore. He has these kind of like shark eyes, but also such soft features. I'm not trying to make fun of the way the man looks, but it's just disconcerting. Nubanon says, "I think Mustache Man was a pretty good leader until he started the wars and persecution of innocent people." Yeah, but that's what we were just talking about, though. Like, was he? Like, what was good about him, right? Because I'm pretty sure, if I remember, he fights in World War. He fights in World War I as like an infantryman or whatever. Then there's the whole art school shit. He gets rejected from art school. Yada yada yada. Everyone knows that. And then he becomes sort of like a radical revolutionary type, like it's non-communist, it's the opposite, right? He hates communists, but it's like that image of like the Trotsky or the Lenin, like in the streets, like, "This is the problem with the Jews," or whatever. And it seems like what he ran on and what he got initially support from was essentially saying, "Look what England and France and America did to us. We must pay them back, and at the end of the day, who runs America and England and France? The Jews, die Juden. Um, he did pretty well for the economy and made sure everyone had cars and stuff. Yeah, I guess that was the thing. Like but war is always good for an economy. So if you want to just get like free points, then just start a war, right? But didn't he pretty much? I mean, I don't know how long he was in power for before they started the war. I know some people have said he did good stuff for the economy. To me, so maybe that's true. Maybe we can give him credit for that. Maybe he did a couple good things. But to me, the ultimate retard move, like absolute maximum Hitler deserves no credit move, is marching into Russia in the middle of winter. As if, like, he'd never read any history. And I'm not saying, like, I'm all, caught up on my Napoleonic wars and shit like that. But basically, if you read any military history at all ever, which you especially should do if you are leading an army, the one thing that you would know is not to march on Russia in winter. And then Rindemann says, didn't he almost capture the Kremlin, though? It's like, I think he boiled his cat as well. Yeah, there were some red flags with this guy. There were some red flags. I mean, Mein Kampf is a pretty big red flag. I think that was before his political career that he wrote that, but I might be wrong. There are some definite red flags, I think. Didn't he almost capture the Kremlin, though? Yeah, but at the cost of his entire army, right? And to be fair, more Russians died than Germans, but Russians are just like that. They'll just throw, 20 million people at a problem and call it a day. I'm not saying they're good leaders either. Yeah, I mean, just through sheer force of will, I guess he kind of almost made it, but there was no way he was going to make it back. Like, once he captured the Kremlin, okay, then what? Like, you lost your entire army. Okay, you captured the Kremlin. Now what? You've got America, England. If France weren't such pussies, they would have helped too, but they are pussies, so they didn't help. So you got America and England and whatever the other allied powers, little forces that came to help out on the other side, and you've lost half your army, and suddenly you're in Moscow. Like, great. Congrats, bro. I think he was just high on crack the whole time, high on meth. And he was like, I can do it. I can take Moscow. It's literally like meth head military strategy. Yes, and there were literally red flags everywhere. He actually made the country a walking red flag, didn't he? You actually had to wear a red flag right on your... Maybe that's where it comes from. I don't know. Maybe that's where the saying comes from, literally. Like, it couldn't have been a bigger red flag. It was literally a red flag. With an Indian... Wait, this is funny, too. With an Indian image, but just reversed, right? The swastika is like an ancient Hindu... well, I guess it is Aryan, right? So, like, the original Aryans came from, like, India or something like that. I don't really know how it all works. But so he took the swastika. It was this, Indian. It's still used in temples and things like that, to my understanding. Vrindavan, you should educate me about that. And then he, kind of switched it around. He inverted it, which is a very satanic thing to do. That's exactly what Satan does. Takes holy images and inverts them, right? Because he can't create anything. Satan has no creative power at all. He can only take things that have already been created and turn them towards evil, right? People draw it on cars with red dye when they purchase new ones. Yeah. Really? But not the Hitler swastika, the real one, right? Like the one that's the other way. Okay, there's a link. Oh wow, look at that. That is so crazy. I mean, I like that they add the little tail here, and the dots. That kind of helps differentiate it. Wow, that's wild. What is that like? Is that a good luck charm or something? Oh, interesting. The use of insignia of organizations that have been banned in Germany, like the Nazi swastika or the Arrow Cross, may also be illegal in Austria, Brazil, the Czech Republic, France. That's the other funny thing. He was not even from Germany. It was all about German pride and shit. He was an Austrian. I think his grandma was a Jew from Austria, in Austria. So anyway, this guy, what a clown, dude. What a clown. As if that has to be said. But okay, let me join my buddy and see what he wants to do. I would like to continue talking about either history or theology or anything, but I'm doing. My friend asked me if we wanted to stream together. I'm like, I'm down. So let's see what we get up to. Maybe we'll play some chess and have a nice conversation, or maybe we'll do something else. But I guess he'll join this when he's good and ready. What's up, Robert? What's up,
Hey there,
man?
Reach. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. You're dropping in on Hitler Friday. We've been talking about,
Excuse me?
we've been talking about Hitler in Hitler's love for Hitler in India. Also, I'm echoing in.
Oh, that is true. I have heard that. Yeah.
Here, I'll share my screen. You can see what I'm showing everyone.
Okay, I was gonna say we're working on two very different vibes because I've got an alphabet tier list going on right now.
Okay, I'm down for that. Let's do that.
Yeah. I was gonna
But
say,
check my stream real quick. This is what the guy Vrindavan in my chat just sent me. Israeli anger at India clothing shop called Hitler.
Dude, that's crazy. That's like,
Absolutely
you know what the thing is though, is that like kind of doesn't make sense because and honestly, if you want more info about this, you can most definitely ask Jack. But if you go onto, like, if you look at some of those, like, you know, the IDF baddie, what's it called, like the psyop, you know, of like showing these like hot 20-something girls who have like OnlyFans accounts, and they're like, oh, I love being in the IDF.
Right. Yeah.
All the comments, you scroll down far enough,
It's all Indian. It's all Indian.
It's all Indian dudes. You know what I think it is, dude? They love Israel because they're like, someone else hates every other country in the Middle East. Let's go.
But dude, look at
India, dude. India hates. I mean, they hate every other like neighboring country, dude.
Yeah, Vrindavan.
Wait, no, that's hilarious. Hear me out. It's come full circle, and that actually makes it like funny again.
No, exactly.
So we're looking at an article that an article that says it's about a clothing store in India called Hitler. Quote, its owner says he did not know who Adolf Hitler was, and the store is named after a business partner's grandfather who was called Hitler for being strict.
Which also cannot be true because literally there's a swastika in the eye. So he has some knowledge.
You don't understand reason that it's a Sanskrit symbol, you know?
I know, but I think this is the Hitler way. Like, cuz the Sanskrit is like the reverse.
It's the other. Oh, you're right. Yeah,
it's like the other way. So this is like the Hitler way.
All right, if you'll
should we play some like
oh
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, we can play. Oh, okay, this is good. All right, let's do this. A little.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking I just organized them all because it was pissing me off to not start with A.
So we're doing a letter tier list.
Yeah,
okay,
you know, I
like
think
it.
like it can be based on a couple different things.
I think all vowels are like S tier except for maybe O. I don't know.
Okay, no, O is a great letter. It's so round.
Okay, O is a good one. U kind of sucks.
This started because I was low-key ranting about how it's fucked up that we teach kids that Y is a vowel because it's literally not, and it doesn't do the same things vowels do. It just kind of sounds like one.
Rob, if Y is not a vowel, then my name has no vowels in it. It has to. You can't take Y from me.
Wait.
You cannot take Y from me.
Unique ideology that we needed to bring in here, dude. We need to bring in more diehard Y fundamentalists to tell me why
I'm a Y fundamentalist because literally, although actually it'd be cooler. I'd love to have a name that had no vowels, but I just don't think that's right.
What, like a Welsh person, Reese? You want to be Welsh?
I am. Well, my name is at least.
That actually makes a lot of sense. It already is Welsh.
Yeah, it already is. So okay, so hot dog water. Where should we start? Should we start with A and go down?
I think we start with A. I did not name this hot dog water. This is A. I think is S tier. That's an easy win. A is it's reliable. It's just got a good dynamic shape. I like a sharp letter.
Yeah, like a sharp. B has got to be B tier. I feel like it's a little
I agree. B also, but hear me out. If you turn B sideways, it does kind of look like Batman. So, and what does Batman start with? B. So I'm just saying,
Okay.
Way. Okay, I think
Okay, we can put B in A
weirdly enough,
tier. We can
I
put
think
in
B
A
is
tier.
in A tier. There's gonna be a lot of shuffling, you
I
know.
think C might be B tier.
C is
Maybe.
low key in like D
Well,
tier, bro. I think C kind of sucks.
C is a bad letter, but it does so much.
Well,
It's so
I was
versatile.
I was just thinking that because you got hard C and soft C.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
respect that. I respect like a versatile type of letter who can bring different vibes to the party, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's a little bland.
Not stale.
So maybe
A
he's
little
either
bland. I agree.
C or B tier. I think maybe B.
I think, yeah. I agree that C belongs in C tier.
Okay, I like that.
Like,
I
because
like
here's
that.
the thing, like, C is getting so hard carried by K on hard C's. Like, come on, we're not Italian.
True.
We don't do that. We don't do a double C.
Chicken. Okay, so D.
Yeah, C is piggybacking on the greatness of H and K. And you know what, if anything, I'm talking myself into lowering it.
Really?
Because I've unlocked the secrets, all right?
Yeah.
Soft C already done by S. Hard C
True.
carried by the rest of its diphthong members H and K.
Okay. All right.
I think C might be a completely unnecessary letter, dude.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. That's bold, but I like it. All right. Let's keep it there.
It might be completely unnecessary, dude. I think it might be entirely unnecessary.
Completely useless letter. Okay, I'm down. D seems like A tier to me because it's its own word as well nowadays.
Yeah, true. Yeah, D is good. Any letter that is also a word we like, and D is just like a good dollar starts with a lot of good words start with D. Dollar, dog.
Yeah.
It's got a good hard consonant sound.
The new one says
Dumble.
rent cannot be this high. I don't know what that means. Is that a reference to
They're like, I think we're being accused of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but that's like what it's all about over here on my end. That's like that's sort of the point. Unfortunately, I live in New York and rent is this high, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with Brindavon. X has got to be S tier.
Yeah, X is.
X
I mean,
is both
I'm down
math,
to skip around.
Yeah, X is both math
X
and.
does. Oh wait,
Yeah.
we didn't even think about the letters that are also math.
Yep. Any letter
X,
that's
like,
also math.
Because X is also like it's the variable. It represents something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think Z is also potentially an S tier.
Z is S tier, dude. Z is a crazy letter. I'm gonna put Y in S tier because it's a vowel and not a vowel. I mean, that's just not so.
I'm gonna leave it here, but I just want you to know that I don't agree and like
Wait,
we'll
can you just spell my name in S tier?
Well, I was gonna, you know what's weird is I was gonna say I think R is actually 100% an S tier letter.
Really?
Not to be unbelievably
Really?
biased.
Okay.
But...
Oh yeah, true. Rob and Reese, right? Okay, yeah, we'll throw that
I'm
up
just
there.
saying, like nobody's doing it like us.
What if we just put all
Nobody's
the letters
doing
in
it
S tier because they're all necessary?
No, except for C. C is a legitimately show me
Except for
one
C. Yep.
important use of the letter C that couldn't be accomplished by another letter.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. Friend of on, we're not going there. He said, "Bro, you forgot N."
No, it's in here. It's actually already mentioned how charged that was gonna be because like you can't put it too low. Like what or what are you implying?
That's true, man. I think we just have to put N in C tier and just call it a day and not even think about it.
Yeah, I just call it a day because here's the thing. Anything more than C tier, and it feels like we're doing it because we want to say it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you put N in B tier, it's like, why is he? What's so good about it for him?
Yep.
You're just gonna start getting questions that I don't want to answer, you know?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Okay.
Or look, he's spelling Azir up here.
Azir. Axir. Okay, it's like a Babylonian.
Wait.
This looks like a Babylonian king or something. Axia.
I was about to say that the fun part is at the end of this stream or at the end of the tier list when we're done, we're actually gonna send it to Grimes so she can name her next kid this.
Oh yeah, smart.
D, I think B tier. I think we got to put someone in B tier, and it feels like D is good. Is a B type for me.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a B type. Yeah, for sure. E is S tier. I mean, E is one of the greatest.
E is so, and I would even say F is A tier because like let's be real, design wise, F is essentially kind of just a whack version of E. Like it's just
yeah, it's like an amputee E. And it doesn't.
Whoa! So what are you trying to say about the value of people who are differently abled?
Oh well, that was actually what the first half hour of my stream was about. But
oh right, yeah, it's what did you call it? Like Hitler Week? Is that like Shark Week where you're doing programming on him all week?
Dude, Vrindavon's on to something right now. E is also math, dude. It's Euler's number.
Oh, true. It's log.
Yep.
That's on
So-
some log shit.
Absolute S tier E there.
I feel like G is potential like B work.
Okay. Yeah,
G is like
G's-
unique. You gotta give it to it. The G is unique.
It's unique. It's doing something for sure.
Yeah, like no one else is doing that.
No,
you know?
no one does it like G.
No one's got like a reverse serif inwards
Oh, that's so true.
the way G does.
That's
That's
true.
low key hard actually. That's low
That's
key
hard as
tough.
fuck.
Wait, I kind of respect that, dude.
Yeah, I
Wait, the
respect that shit.
BFG.
The BFG.
This has been a not to bring it back to Hitler, but this is a Roald Dahl in enforced stream.
Oh, yeah. Raw doll, yeah, the BFG.
Was so anti-Semitic because he was a spy during World War II for the British government.
Was Raw doll anti-Semitic?
Oh yeah, like I think I mean
Is
I don't
that-
like
Is that why all the?
I just remember hearing. I remember like I think I heard that for the first time when I was a kid, and someone like, oh wait, is it Roald Dahl or Dr. Seuss?
Oh, that's Dr. Seuss.
No, Dr. Seuss I think was racist to age. Dr. Seuss did all those like offensive drawing of Asian
He,
people.
he was racist
during-
to things that didn't have a star in their belly.
If you think
Okay.
about it, Dr. Seuss was most racist to Pop because he let those damn kids hop on him.
The cat and the kippa. Okay.
All right, dude. How are we feeling about H? Because it's also like H.
H
It's a
kinda
drug. It's got a
sucks, dude.
negative context, dude.
H
It's got a
really
negative
sucks.
context.
I think that might be our first D tier. H.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
agree. H is like
And Hitler,
it's not a
obviously. Yeah, I don't know.
you know what it is? It feels too structural. Like this is not a letter. This is like a something
Yeah.
you build a house with. you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Don't bring this into my word.
Yeah, it's more like a ladder than a letter. Okay.
Ladies cooking. I feel like this is the soul. This is the intelligence. This
Yeah,
is the body, the
I think
mind, everything we
I-
are.
Yeah.
You gotta, if not putting I in S tier, it shows a distinct inherent lack of self-respect. I think.
I completely agree. Yeah. Only insecure.
I think
people
J
put
is low-key
I.
kind of a shitty letter too. I don't know
And
why. I don't know where this is coming from.
Friend of Ron hits again. I is the square root of -1. We got math.
Wait.
So you
Yeah,
gotta
we-
put
we
all
got-
the
we got
math.
Logic coming.
Yeah.
We got logic coming in from downtown. I mean, one thing we didn't say about A or X, Z, and Y is like those are coordinates too. That's like how we figure out where things are.
True. Yeah.
You know?
X,
We need
Y, and
those
Y.
for yeah.
Yeah.
These are the axis.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
most important. Actually, I'm doing when I do Blender work, I need X, Z, and Y, or there would be animals. Reese would be lawless.
We'd be nothing but animals without
Putting-
X, Z, and
putting-
Y.
Putting pants on our head and going to the bank on Sundays.
Okay, J. It's kind of a lame letter. I'm thinking maybe C.
I
or
was just
D.
thinking J could be like another D
Another
letter.
D
wait.
tier
And also
letter.
now it says
Yeah.
HJ, which I'm kind of into.
And HJs are
Like,
D tier.
That's,
sexual
yeah,
activity.
you know what? Next tier list is gonna be sex acts
No. I
because
refuse.
HJ is not a D tier sex act. Okay. All I'm saying, I will go on record. Don't make me bring Max Irf in here and have him explain to you the justification, importance, and necessity of an OTPHJ.
Mm. An OTPHJ is a different story. That's for the chat. That's an over
That's
the
true.
pants. Over the pants HJ. Which
it's like
truly is.
it's like a utility move, like the
Mhm.
normal HJ is more of like maybe like hedonistic in nature, but the OTPHJ is like utilitarian,
That's right. Yeah, it's the only way you can calm down your man's in the grocery store without drawing attention.
See, I was gonna say it's the only way you can make things right during a showing of a children's movie while sitting all the way in the back. It's happening
Someone
across
told
this country. Like, you might not like me for it, Reese, but it's happening right now in movie theaters in every state.
I know.
I would be
and
willing to say all 50 states. It's happening right now.
Vrindavon asked me earlier if I would accept any amount of money to like press a red button that would kill a random person on Earth, and I said, of course I wouldn't.
We're definitely doing Would You Rather after
for
this
many reasons. But if I was assured that when I pressed the button it killed someone who was getting an OTPHJ in a children's movie theater, then I would press it without even getting any money.
You know what's crazy is like if you get caught, it doesn't have to be like a children's movie. Any movie,
Yeah.
if you get caught doing that, they will put you on a sex offender list.
I mean, as they should, in my opinion.
No, I'm not saying that's ridiculous. I'm saying like, well, to be fair, also precedent. That's what happened to Pee Wee Herman. But you know what's fucked up about
wasn't that in a porn theater?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's fucked up because like they just did Pee Wee dirty. Bro was jacking it in a porn theater.
Dude,
Like they just took him down because he was
bro was
like,
definitely pro-Israel, and they were like, we gotta get him somehow.
me when I'm the average 4chan user. It turns out I'm actually deep running. I've been deep run by Mossad.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say we can bring up would you rather buttons after this. Low-key.
Oh yeah, do that. I'm down.
K, I feel like low-key kind of goated. I would put it in B.
Okay, I'm down.
Because again, it's unique.
It is a
He's
unique
doing something
letter.
not a lot of people.
It's weird. It doesn't even feel like an English letter. It feels like something different.
I agree. This is like on some Cyrillic shit. It feels like, you know, and also fun to write. Let's just put it fun to write. You get whoosh, you come down, you cut across again. That shit is just good.
That's fun, man. It makes me feel like a Japanese like calligrapher or something.
I was just thinking. I was actually just thinking that.
And of course,
the only English
of course,
letters that you can.
Wait, sorry.
Go.
Of course, Vrindavan pops in with the K for KKK. Listen, there's only one K.
Oh,
We're not talking. We're not talking. That's why it's not A tier. That's.
It's too dangerous. It has the power to be weaponized.
It has the power to be weaponized. So it's a dangerous
That's why
letter
it's
for
dangerous.
sure.
It's dangerous.
Okay,
L.
I don't know. It's kind of like J to me. Yeah, I agree.
I feel
Maybe
like
it's an
like
F.
also like
It's also
you
an
take
L. You take the L.
Yeah.
It's got to be F.
It just
yeah.
means lost.
M is C tier, like N. I don't know. It's just kind of meaningless.
Yeah, I think also like how you just gonna be W upside down, you know?
True, man. True.
How you
That's
not
such
even
a
gonna
good
be
point.
your own guy?
Then we
Or I
have to
guess
put
actually
W
because
in. We have to put W in B tier. It's like obviously better because it's right side up.
it is also. It feels like it's supposed to be this way up. Am I crazy to feel like this letter feels like it's supposed to be this way?
I think yes. I think that's 100% how it's supposed to be.
You-
M is. A
You didn't like
bastard.
O. You were against O, but I praise O for its inherent roundness.
Well, roundness is good. Circularity is good. It's also a
It's the
zero.
wheel.
It's a wheel.
Oh, it is also 0. Wait, should we put it in S tier?
Yeah. But it's not quite also a 0, but not as much as the other ones. I think A tier. Yeah. BF go.
Yeah, I was trying to like figure out an acronym for. But fuck, get out.
Numenon thinks W is F tier. I don't know why. You're gonna have to defend that, Numenon. What's your evidence?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that
yeah.
claim? What's
I'm
the evidence
interested in
behind that claim?
Yeah, what's your take, dude? What's your take
Yeah,
on W?
I'm down to hear the
yourself.
W
This
take.
is why it's
yeah.
called, this is why my channel is called Deep Cut TV. All right, I want hot takes. I want takes of all kinds.
Yeah, feel free to follow and look up Rob. It's Deep Cut TV on Twitch. It should be spelled double V, and it's so replaceable. Interesting.
Okay, that
Wait,
double
yeah.
V. This
Wait,
guy's
yeah,
spelling-
wait. That's a good point. Wait, he's kind of spitting here. It's not double U, so it's named wrong. Damn.
Is this guy? Hear me out. Is this guy French?
I don't
Just-
think
you don't
he's
have to-
French. I'm
Because
pretty
that
sure he's not French.
shit, I heard. As soon as I heard double-V, it's like, come on, son.
And
This is
then
America, you know. we live in
Brendavan
America.
also disagrees with O being A tier because he says you can delete O from English and you would still be able to communicate.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about C. Low key, if he can, I feel like if we can get that backed up, I would like to know more because
Like what words have O
that is
in
how I
them?
feel about C. C is legitimately unnecessary.
Like color, you could spell CULUR.
But something about that feels undignified. Like low
Yeah,
key,
it does.
that feels like stupid as hell.
And how would you write choice? How would you write choice without C? Well, you would write well, yeah, that was the thing with C. It relies on the diphthongs too much. It needs
it
H to
relies-
exist,
it
and you could obviously
relies
replace
too
the
many other
soft C with an S. So,
That's what I'm saying. It's just not bringing anything unique to the table. It's
Yeah,
my
I completely.
main problem. You know, that's the issue. In my mind.
Yeah. So
Let
okay, then
me-
P. I don't know. That's like D tier in my view. It is
Yeah.
it is necessary, but it relies on other letters to be necessary. So Like, for instance, you could spell
Yeah.
the word. Verneron says C is a consonant, so it is necessary, but you could spell the word consonant with a K, and you'd be fine. And K is way cooler than C.
He's right. He's right.
Or
He's
Numenon,
right.
or Numenon spells it choice, like Jhoise.
He's right. He's so right. Or counterpoint, the Chinese spelling would be ZH. Oh, Joyce.
Choice. Yeah,
Choice.
choice. Yep. I think P is pretty C tier. I don't know. P is like
P. Oh yeah, dude. It's P, bro. I think it's even lower, dude. It's
Yeah.
legitimate P.
yeah, and the word itself is P, so that's bad.
Yeah, I'm thinking F tier. I think I could move O down to hot dog water for now.
I'm down.
But-
I'm down.
I need to. Yeah, I think any letter that we don't need, get it out of here. Q.
Q, dude, that
Let's be
low-key
honest.
might be S tier, dude. That's a crazy letter. That is a wild
It is. I
letter.
agree that Q is doing some shit. Is on some shit that ain't even on out the ass yet.
It's like an
no
alien.
no other letters know about Q. Like none of them. G is the closest thing
Yeah.
we have on Earth to Q.
Yeah, and it's
Like
still...
ancient alien theory. Aliens gave us Q. Prove me wrong.
yeah. I can't.
After this, let's do a cuneiform tablet tier list.
Oh my god. Verneron says also most girls start their name with S in India. So what does that make it? F tier or what? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, S is
I
a
think
good
S is
S is a
kinda
good
S
letter.
tier, dude.
S is a good letter.
Maybe
Yeah,
A.
S is
Maybe
A
A
tier.
tier.
I'm saying A tier.
Because it's also like it's a good form. Like it's got some symmetry to it.
No, it's
I like
sweet.
it. I'm fucking with it.
It looks like a snake, right? Which is
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
And snake starts with S. As we already
yeah.
established with Batman, we like that.
and snakes are huge in India. So for my chat's gonna have it.
They're both literally and sort of physically.
Yep.
T, I feel like is a good letter, dude. I like T. I would put T in like B tier.
I like a T. I'm okay with T and B tier.
Titty,
It's a little bit like
titties. Tiny
Yeah.
titties.
well, I don't
Tiny
like
titty
those,
tote
but
bag. You know,
uh,
something like that. I don't know. It hits like I feel like when
the
you
T
hear someone
sound
doing
is a
the-
good sound. T is a good.
Yeah, yeah. Plus
yeah.
T series huge in India, which has become a really big qualifier over here
What is
for our tier list for
T-series?
some reason.
Yeah, for some.
T
this is like-
series is that YouTube channel that was like
Oh, that beat Mr. Beast or whatever. Or that Mr.
no,
Beast
that was
stuff like
competing against PewDiePie.
Oh, PewDiePie.
This
right,
was
okay.
in a pre-beast era.
The pre-Beast
you will.
era. Oh yeah, I will. V is pretty savage. I mean,
Yeah,
I
V is
think we
hard.
should-
Dude, V is hard to place.
I think
V
we
is like
should
a
put
vibe I
V.
can't really
I think we should put
acquiesce to.
V in B tier and put W in D tier. Honestly, because it's just
I
wrongly
fuck with that.
named.
I fuck with- Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. W. It's not. He's right. That's actually two V's. He's so
It's
right.
two V's.
'Cause, like,
It's just two
And
V's.
also, if you get that the W, if you're writing it with the curves, you're weak. I know you're weak. You know.
The T series guys started with religious songs, by the way. That's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Who knew?
You know what? Interesting side note. You know what's wild? Wait, let me see if I can like pull this up on stream. Am I gonna like get in trouble if I play a YouTube video on stream?
That's all I do. All I do is
Okay,
play
awesome,
YouTube videos
awesome.
on stream. Yeah.
Okay, Indian metal has become really popular in India.
What?
So like,
Bloody
so like,
wood.
yeah, no, this I've seen this one before. This music video is crazy.
I'm down, dude. Let's check it.
Wait, am
This
I
is-
allowed to do this? It doesn't matter. What are
Like
they gonna
we
do?
might
How are they
get
gonna stop?
demonetized, but neither of us are monetized anyway, so whatever.
Wait, hold on. Wait, he's right. He literally, I can't make any money off of this. He's so right. Your device.
References to
I want-
sexual assault. This is the most Indian metal shit I've ever seen. Wow, dude. What is this?
It's Indian. It actually is like
It's kinda
not
hard.
bad. Okay,
No,
now
it's not
I
bad.
think it's playing on stream now too.
That's
Dude, if there's
wild.
one thing that these guys,
I put the fist through the face of a rapist. Oh my goodness.
why is he like
man.
low-key rapping?
He is rapping. Choke him out like a python.
I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate it. Like the actual music is kind of crazy. Yeah, this guy's cooking. This other guy. Fucking wait, hold on. Can we go back to Indian Justin Wang for a second? Wait, yeah. Look at him. Look at it. This is Indian, dude.
Who is Justin? I don't know who Justin Wang is.
I think Justin Wang is a metal vocalist too. This guy is actually he even kind of looks. Let me pull it up. I actually love Justin Wang is really.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool.
This guy makes really good fucking content.
Yeah. Sweet.
He's been around on the internet forever. And then we go back. This is Indian Justin Wang.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right. Enough of the sidebar, but just
Yeah.
like now you all know Indian metal exists and like it's something. You know what I mean?
You're
Whether
right.
you like it or not, you can't take away from the fact that they're doing it out there.
A friend of mine says, bruh, no one watched this hipster shit. This guy would get beat up in my state for blasphemy.
What's blasphemous about that? Wait, is it because he threatened to beat up a rapist?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why. That's crazy. No one says, is this rap or rock? I'm going to go with neither. How about
Yeah,
that?
it's definitely not either. I think it's like somehow. I think it is metal. I think when you take the vocals away, the rapping away, I actually think that counts as metal. Like that's pretty close.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so then you.
I feel like you is in like C tier,
Yeah, it's kind of just a mid vowel.
right?
All
And
right.
also NMU, not much
This is,
you.
this is our
Yeah,
list
this
here.
is the final product. I think.
Makes sense. I think it's valid.
I think we're generous. You know, we're
somewhat
and also
generous.
letters are good. Letters are a good thing. If this was
Yep.
like an S tier of like, or this was a tier list of people who we think are going to be on the Epstein list, Reese,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have so many in S tier.
They would all be in hot dog water, I think.
Oh, they're in. Unfortunately, none of them are in hot dog water, dude.
Let's do a,
Okay, should we move on
do-
to Would You
yeah,
Rather?
Yeah, do a Would You Rather. That's interesting.
There's a button. What should we do? Do you want to do Reddit Would You Rather's or like where's that?
Let's do the
ah,
button,
it's like,
yeah.
Would you press the button? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you press the
Yeah,
button?
would you press the button?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, nice.
Okay. You'll be the best at something, but you don't get to choose what it is, and you always thought it was pathetic that people tried to get good at that. This is awful. This is like
horrible.
okay.
Of course you press the
Yeah,
button.
I think it's pathetic
Why would you
to
not
like.
do that?
Yeah, I think it's pathetic to like, like catcall women in the street, but then I would become the best at it. Dude.
Yeah, but then you don't have to do it. You just are the best at it. And also, then would it just turn
the
into
thing is,
you
I don't think-
complimenting people?
I don't think catcalling is about like the amount that you're real. I don't think being the best at catcalling is about success. I think it's about like creativity and like how much you're doing it and
How so? Yeah,
I don't know.
I get you. All right, press it. Press the button.
You-
Or I don't know.
okay, okay.
Well,
I mean,
why
I guess
not,
it
right?
doesn't. I care more to see the result. Okay, this one was low-key kind of ass. You will receive the best television package with video on demand for free, but how old is this website, bro?
My Little Pony can come on any channel at any time, completely at random.
I mean, like, but why? Let's talk about this. I don't give a fuck about cable, dude.
Yeah.
What do you mean the best television package with video on demand for free? Like, video on demand it doesn't exist anymore, dog. Nothing is free in this life.
This is somehow a question that like predates the internet.
Wait, when did My Little Pony come into existence? Wait, actually, let's take an over/under. When do you think My Little Pony,
You
like the
would prefer
concept,
the
not the
human
show,
race
not
to
anything,
endure-
just the toys and the concept? When do you think it was exist? Like, because I think Mattel owns them, so it could be like kind of old. Or
Wait, sorry.
Hasbro or something.
When did My Little Pony come out? Or
yeah, like as an IP, when do you think My Little Pony started?
probably like 98.
I'm gonna say like the late 70s, dude.
Oh, 81.
Oh, okay, all right,
All right.
81, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
When
what
do
I'm
you
saying. This feels like a vibe, like especially when you look at the old My Little. Look at this thing. That Loki looks like Miss Piggy.
That is depressing, dude. No wonder this
Yeah,
became
that
like
thing looks.
the poster child of like pedophiles across the world.
No, that's only once they turned it into like a kitschy thing in like 20 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, okay, hold on. I'm on the Wikipedia article for My Little Pony right now, okay?
Yeah.
As you were saying that, let's scroll down to the very bottom. Fan-made sexualization. Main article, clop. Erotic fan art.
Oh no, that is
The
on.
aforementioned fandom is known for its numerous pornographic and erotic fan works,
Oh my.
collectively termed as clop. It includes art, fan fiction, and games. The term clop, based on the onomatopoetic hoofbeat sound, also means masturbation in this context.
No
Clop
way.
content
Are you serious?
emerged. Yeah. Wait, it gets worse. Clop content emerged on the web around 2012 and typically focuses more on character romance. Sure, it's about love, Reese.
Oh
A
my
study
God.
suggests that about 19% of these fans have engaged in clopping.
Clopping.
That's the most
Yeah.
sinister thing I've ever read. 19% of these fans have engaged in, and then in italics and quotes, clopping.
Clopping. And by the way, that number, that's a self-reporting, so that number is more like 90%. That's actually like 90%,
It's one of
not
those
19.
things where you actually just inverse the statistic. So it's like, it's actually like what? It says 19, so it's actually 81%.
Yeah. The critics view it as a problematic aspect of the fandom, fearing it might taint
Might
the
taint the fandom. Now, here's the thing, Reese,
Oh,
do we
Jesus,
dare?
I don't want to.
I don't think I can click on that in good conscience.
I don't want you to click on that. Numenon's ears are already bleeding. We don't need his eyes to bleed as well.
Look, you gotta. That's the thing.
And
though,
yeah,
is
we
that
know
life
about the
is-
bronies
life is
for Nothin.
beautiful, even when it's horrible, you know. Even when life is at its worst and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, you still have to just be amazed that life is beautiful. That like you can exist in the same world as a Wikipedia article about clopping being used as a term for masturbation. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say I will not.
Yeah,
because I don't
fuck
give
that.
a fuck about cable.
Yeah,
like
yeah. You never
this one's
sustain
okay,
injury,
finally.
but you fatally
Fatally
injure every
injure
person
every
you
person
touch.
I
That's
take it
an
back. This is not. Wait,
obvious
look at the
no.
top comment. Look at the first
Do I
comment.
injure myself when I clop? That's great.
Wait, guys, this is. We need to blow. Clop. This is. I don't want people. Honestly, I don't want people in my chat coming in and clopping, dude.
I mean, hey, if it gets him in. No, I'm kidding.
I think
yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
will
go ahead
not.
and
Yeah, I will not
not.
press that button. Yeah,
Me
we're
when like
already people-
I start getting into car crashes for fun because I'll never get injured, but I accidentally high five like my buddy's dad at a ball game and he dies
and he
instantly.
dies instantly.
You become the most talented musician of your generation, but you will have stage fright and can't perform. Bro, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Well, can you
Also,
wear a
easy
mask?
loophole. I'll just record by myself. I'll still put out the music and just record it in a room by myself. man.
Yeah, exactly. Numenon says, whenever I feel pathetic, I remind myself that bronies exist. I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's true. Honestly, dude. Whenever you, yeah. Just know that there's someone who's having a worse go at life out there, guaranteed.
For real.
Because as an adult man, they decided to get really into My Little Pony, and like that took over their life for at least. Even if you're a reformed brony, like I think people can change, Reese, and I think people deserve second chances too.
I agree.
But
I
you should
agree.
have to put that on your resume, like as if you were an ex.
If you're a brony, you do have to repent. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to, that should have to be on your resume. If you're like, if you're an ex-con, you should, and companies should get tax cuts for hiring bronies, dude, the same way they get for hiring ex-cons. Because if we don't rehabilitate these people and try and get them back into society, Reese, it's gonna be a problem.
I think we should just put them in our universities and just let them run wild. Fredimon says there's no such thing as a reformed brony, in quotes.
No, but that's what you think. But like, there's a guy out there who's like now in his 30s who works at like H&R Block and is married and like has a daughter and occasionally like looks at the old faded photo on his desk and picks it up of like I don't know, clop content. I don't know any of their names, but he picks up a picture of one of the ponies that's all like faded and sepia, and he's kind of doing like and then his daughter walks in and she's like, "Daddy," and he has to like put it down and he's like, get back up and like, I don't know, hit the oil rig.
Hit the oil rig.
I would press this one, low-key. I think you can still make a lot of money with this one.
Sure, yeah, I agree. Press it. Boom, Boston. You get 10 million pounds.
10 million pounds, but someone you love died.
That's what Brendan asked me
okay.
earlier, but even worse. So no, I do not press this one.
Yeah, I'm not pressing this shit either. 31% of people, terrible people.
That is horrendous.
31% of people are the percentage of people who would do literally anything. Look at that first
sent me
comment.
a link that says it's businessinsider.com/furry fandom big tech software developers.
Hey, I think before we get into this, before you open that article, Reese, listen to me for a second, okay? You can shit talk the furries, and I will, and I do. But you have to understand that the IT infrastructure in this country, furries are the backbone of it. Okay, there would be no tech support. There would be no online business for the most part, Reese, if we didn't have furries to keep this country going.
Well, clearly,
okay?
according
what
to
you will.
Business Insider, that's true.
Yes, this is a thing. I'm not fucking. This is not like cat. Okay, furries literally keep our country afloat. At least the tech industry of it.
Everyone in cybersecurity is a furry. I agree.
That's true. That's actually true. You can quote me on that. Well, okay, now let's get into furries for a second, right? Because I have a take on this.
Yeah,
I think
that's right.
for some people who are just sort of like, I don't know, let's just call it mentally different, right? Sure, it's a community, and like you just want to wear a costume or whatever. But if it's even remotely sexual for these
Yeah.
people, Reese, it's because they want to fuck dogs.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it always comes back to fucking dogs.
Or they want to get fucked as a dog, which is almost
Yeah,
worse.
buy a dog.
Buy a dog as a dog.
But it's just bestiality. It's almost always dogs. You look at it, they'll
Yeah.
turn any animal into a dog. A
Yeah.
furry artist will turn any animal into a dog.
That's true, actually. It always does.
But you know what the
revolve
thing
around
is though, is they make
dogs.
bank. What I mean, that's like a career path. We need to be teaching our kids that
How to
art
draw
school. You
furry
can go to
porn.
art school and then draw furry porn, highly expensive commissioned furry porn,
That's
and
true.
then make it. Wait, hold on. I want to look something up because I know this is true. Terry Patton from furry. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Let me read you this.
Oh my god! What is this? What is this?
So this guy invented a cooling system for. Oh no, wait. This is in 2024. This is
an
this is a new one.
advanced
Yes, from
exo-fursuit.
2019. Sorry, no, it's this. This is what I'm talking
Oh,
about. Okay. So this guy, this furry,
yeah.
right? He designed a new kind of cooling system for a fursuit. That
Yeah.
it was so effective that the U.S. military bought the patent off him so they could use it for cooling down like soldiers in these like essentially like super suits.
Oh
Wait, hold
my
on. I have another
goodness.
sidebar to get into this. Hold on.
And
Do you
do
know
the
about this?
phrase.
Have you been seeing these on Instagram Reels, dude? I be getting the Chinese furry content
They
sometimes.
allow this in
like-
China. You literally can't even express your religious freedom, but you could do this in China.
Well, low key, like
What?
obviously, look at it. Look at it. There's
Furry
no way
wedding
that this
in
isn't. There's no way that this doesn't somehow like help unity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. First off, let's acknowledge once again Chinese people doing it better. Once again,
That's
Chinese
pretty
people are
sick.
doing it better.
They
dude.
are. Those do look better than the furries we
This
have.
guy,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like, say what you will, whether you like him or not. This is like a classy. This is the classiest furry I've ever seen.
That's the Aslan of furries.
This is the Jesus Christ of furry. Chinese Jesus Christ. Chinese lion
Chinese
Jesus
furry
Christ. Wait,
Jesus.
Wait, hold on. Chinese furry Jesus.
On Insta, there are little
Wait.
early kids in fursuits. That sucks, man. That's disgusting.
Wait, what is it? Hold on. First off,
Oh, I cannot.
here we go.
I cannot condone this at all.
You don't have
This
to
is-
condone it, dude.
This is
I don't
disgusting.
think anyone other than the person who drew it condones
This
this.
is absolutely disgusting.
And then
What
you
the-
have this here too.
Oh my god. The Lion of Judah. That is so
That's the most-
crazy. This
This
person
is the most fucked
literally
up thing I've ever seen, dude.
repent. Please repent. That is crazy.
Wait, hold on. This one's kind of dope. This one's kind of hard. You gotta admit, this one's like.
I mean, I guess this is what C.S. Lewis did. He just made Jesus into a lion. So there's precedent. There's precedent for it. It's actually
No, these are
insane.
awful. This is legitimately the worst thing I've ever
This is
seen.
making me cringe.
See, you know what the thing is can't say what you will, but it was a good call to make it so you couldn't draw pictures of Muhammad because now you're never gonna find Muhammad furry.
Oh, wait a second. I have an idea. All right, you keep doing whatever. I have an
Oh
idea.
no! Oh no, dude! Oh, no! I've given him an idea. Crazy work, bro.
Grok will do anything. Brindavon says, Zootopia was a wild release for the furries.
No. Hear me out. I'm gonna defend this point. That's you sexualizing a kid's move. Let's be honest. That is you sexualizing a kid's move. There's nothing inherently sexual in Zootopia, dude. They're fucking kids characters. Then they're not scantily dressed. They're not flirty. That's just you're sexualizing a kid's move. because the people
Yeah.
who made it, the movie isn't horny.
Tim
People
Brinderman,
who watched it are horny.
to be clear, I should show you what I'm doing, Rob. And Brinderman's saying,
Oh, good.
Brinderman's saying, terrorists showing up at the door in 3, 2, 1, incoming.
Oh my God.
Furry Muhammad.
Wait, Reese, I didn't know you were streaming live from Charlie Hebdo headquarters.
Yeah. This is the new Charlie Hebdo. I live in Arizona. I live at 3239 Arizona Road, Arizona.
This
You
is
go
like
there.
a fucking. You know what it is? It's more like not like a Charlie Hebdo. This is fuck. I lost it. I had like like I saw the vision. I saw the golden path from Dune for a second. Dude.
Yeah,
I saw how to fix humanity.
Fortunately, I live in a country that has the rule of law, and I also don't fear like
Yeah, I would hate to
Muslims
live
on the
in the
internet.
UK, bro. Are you kidding? I would hate
No,
to live in
Brendavan's
the
in
UK.
India, bro. Where things get wild, people get persecuted. Bro, some immigrant might actually show up at your doorstep. Brendavan's scared for my life, and I appreciate that, but I'm not. I'm not scared, and I think this is hilarious. And there's only 2 viewers in the chat.
I'm just saying, if you can make
Look
furry
at
Jesus,
this. Should I make this?
you
my,
should be
like,
able. It's
profile
only fair that you should be able to make furry Muhammad. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
Because there are, you know what the thing is? Wait, hold on. There have to be Islamic furries, right? There have to be.
Well, it's
People
just
who
kinda-
are throwing the burqa on over the fursuit. It's kind of a hat on a hat. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the thing. It's like
I have a legitimate.
the
question.
iconoclasm of Islam is so ironic because it's like, oh, you can't represent God, but only Allah is God. But also, you can't represent Muhammad, who's a guy. Like, what's that about?
Well, okay.
Anyway.
I mean, here's my thing is, if you were like, say, I'm a female Islamic furry. Okay,
Yeah,
let's say that's the case.
yeah, you're a female
What are
Islamic
the-
furry. Yeah.
What are the like logistical requirements to meet to be wearing a burqa? Like, does it what are the actual requirements? Because I know they come in different colors and stuff. And like, is it the actual shape of the garment, or is the definition like a garment that just covers a certain amount?
That's
Right?
a good question.
So like,
Let's
what
ask
I'm
Rob.
getting at, Reese, is a fursuit sort of a burqa?
Can Islamic women wear a fur suit for
Are you asking
furries?
Grok this?
Yeah. Instead of a burqa.
You're gonna get a Grok answer, bro.
We're about to get a Mecha Hitler answer. I don't
No, they
think
rebooted
Grok,
him and made him Misa Amane.
uh,
They rebooted Grok and made it into a horny animator.
whether an Islamic woman can wear a fursuit instead of a burqa would depend on several factors. Modesty. The fursuit would need to meet the Islamic standards of modesty, covering the body appropriately and not being
Okay, but they do.
form-fitting
But they
or
do. All
but
of
they
them
do.
do. That's
They do.
That's the point of a fursuit. Okay, I'm on to something. Here.
Okay, intent and context. If the fursuit is worn in a private setting or a context that aligns with Islamic values, it might be considered acceptable. However, if it's worn in public or in a way that contradicts cultural norms, it could be frowned upon. Well, I think it'll definitely be frowned upon.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be frowned upon no matter what, Grok.
Give me the.
Did I
hadith
ever tell
or
you about when my
Quran.
girlfriend and I were watching Love Is Blind Habibi? That show
That
fucking
sounds-
rules. Love Is Blind Habibi rules because like the women are all like, you know, like very modern Islamic women, and it takes place in Dubai, right? So they're all like unbelievably rich and they kind of just do whatever they want. So the women are
yeah.
all like, you know, I just started like my 3rd small business, and I'm a painter and I have all these hobbies. And then the men are like, yeah, so I'm here probably to get like 6 or 7 wives. And then like, they're talking through the wall because it's like Love Is Blind, so they can't see each other. And you know, the girls are like, wow, like I love your voice and you're so confident. You know, what is it that you're like here for? And the guys are just like, 3rd wife, shut up. Like there's this one guy on Love Is Blind Habibi who's like, he's like a dentist or something, I think. Right?
Yeah.
And he's like a handsome guy. He's like a very handsome.
Yeah.
That's not the point on Love Is Blind, I guess.
Yeah.
But so he's talking to this girl who's like exactly what I was describing. She like has her own small businesses and she like she's a dancer, and they show what kind of dancing she does, and it's not like immodest even by like most, you know, modern Islamic standards. She's like not even belly dancing. It's like slow interpretive dance.
Right.
And right? And then it shows you like he'll be like around other people because like they also like do like a resort stay for the second half of Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
So like when he's around other people, he's like, oh yeah, you know, like I love your laugh and all this stuff. And then they get alone, and she's like, yeah, you know, I just like I wish you could, you know, see what I do for work. And he's like, I hate that you dance, and I hope you never have fun again, and I hope you die. And then she's like, well, and then she's like, I'm starting to think I don't want to be with him anymore.
Oh,
in the
really?
confessional.
Yeah.
And then, or she'll like tell another girl that, and then he finds out, and he's like, what the hell am I doing wrong? What the fuck? I mean, you're the problem. It's you.
That's funny, man.
This guy
I
is
mean,
like,
that's
it's just
Islam in a nutshell. Brendan Vaughn says,
the culture shock.
aren't dogs haram in Islam? Yes, they are. That's why it's so funny that I made Muhammad a
Well, you don't have
furry
to be.
dog.
Not all animals. I don't think camels are.
No, but dogs especially. Are they like actually hate
oh.
dogs? There's like specific
Yeah.
hadith and about like that you have to hate dogs essentially, or at least Muhammad does, and he's the moral exemplar, so everyone should. Which is why they literally go around in the streets executing like stray dogs.
Well, they had to
Also,
do that in Russia
hashtag
during Sochi,
representation.
too.
Muslim furries will make it happen. We're making it happen day by day. Numenon, we'll get there. Brendan Vaughn
I'm
also
just
says,
saying
Reese, are you planning to never go to Europe? If Europe isn't a state where I'll be killed for going there because of this, then yeah, you can safely assume I'm not planning on going to Europe. Okay. So, Surah An-Nur, this verse is frequently cited as requiring women to cover their adornments, which some interpret to include the face as the primary site of beauty and temptation. So yeah, I mean, I think fursuits are in, as far as I can tell. Surah Al-Azab. The Prophet, he said, the woman in Iran is forbidden to veil her face or to wear the burqa. Huh? Oh, I see. That's interesting stuff. Al-Bukhari. That's crazy, man. Why would you want to cover women's faces? I like literally don't get that. Well, I think we lost Rob. Pretty sure he got killed by the they thought he was the guy making Muhammad a Muslim.
Oh, dude,
Making
it's,
Muhammad
I
a
have
furry.
this problem. I have this problem with my mic where it's got like this like a button to mute it on the actual mic, and so I accidentally touch it all the time. It's like a tap to touch button too.
Yeah.
Low key, yeah, we want elemental damage. I'm doing a little rotation right now.
Oh, should we play potato?
Yeah, you want to get in on this?
I'm down.
Okay, cool. Let me invite you. Let's see. Streets. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Reese, can you ask Grok if a mech suit counts as a burqa?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like if a Gundam would count? Like if an Islamic woman piloted a Gundam, would she need to also wear a burqa if there was no one else in the Gundam?
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'm gonna do a grilling stream next week. Just grill like a whole chicken on stream.
Oh, hell yeah, that sounds fun.
I think what I'm gonna do is get like a 12 pack of beer and a whole chicken and spend like the afternoon in my yard.
I'm gonna this is what
All right, were you able to get into the?
Do you see my stream? Yeah, I'll hop in. Just check my stream real quick. Look at the one on the right. That's crazy. Okay, the one on the left is actually kind of hard. I know the
That's
one on the
like
left goes a little
unironically-
hard. I kind of like
That's kind
that.
of like that's just like wintertime Islam. Like if you were playing a game, if you were playing like a
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed
Thrones.
style
Yeah.
game,
Yeah,
that would be a costume, dude.
that would be a sick one too.
Dude, I'm thinking about who I'm finna play, Reese.
I think you might have to use a controller since we're doing
Yeah.
the thingamabob.
I got my controller. I hope everyone's cool with this. I'm just playing Brotato now, but we can still have theological discussions if you guys
Yeah, this
want.
is not a difficult game to like.
This is sort of a turn your brain off game.
100%, dude. I feel like we have, as a group, we normally have better conversations while doing stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like Buccaneer, dude. Buccaneer is fun.
Picked up materials of 100% value.
Okay. So essentially, like, you can't shoot until but like, unless you pick up a material. So you have to pick up the green things in
Yeah.
order to shoot. But it also auto resets your cooldown. So you could do it. You can shoot like faster than you would ever be able to shoot in your.
No, I'll try. I'm gonna try.
Who can I get that like?
Um,
No, this. I mean, to be fair, you have a plus 100, so it would work. But no, I'm gonna do Artificer just so I can like legitimately make it impossible to see.
you know what should I do? What kind of gun should I do? Shotgun or?
Oh, do the. You're playing Buccaneer.
Yeah.
That's weird. I normally do the. You want the blunderbuss, but it's
Yeah.
not letting you start with it. Oh, we should have it. I should have it unlocked. Yeah, maybe just the shotgun for now, low key.
Okay, I'm down.
Obviously, we got to run it on D5.
I think if I did go to Europe, I probably wouldn't go to like England. I'd probably go to like,
Why would you ever go to England? Let's be honest.
yeah, for real. I'd go to, I don't know.
England is not my city.
Not
Remember that?
my
Remember Team
city.
10? Remember before they were trying to like force Jake Paul like really hard? Even I mean, I guess they were then too, but now he's like beating up boxers supposedly. Like I don't buy that shit for a second, you know, but
Right.
like hey, it is what it is. Entertainment's about spectacle, so like from a certain standpoint, if you believe it, like that's kind of on you.
Yeah. Renaud says, why do you think Middle East countries like UAE, Qatar are growing way faster than Europe poors, just despite being Islamic? Well, because Islam is a like ideology that's obsessed with sex, so they have more kids. Like you can have 3 wives, and you can have this and that.
They
So-
also are just like cheating, like China. They're just like breaking the rules.
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? China just invented the special economic zone. Suddenly was like, okay, now it took us 20 years to do the same 100 years, 200 years of industrial. It took every other country. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they just changed the rules. They're like,
Right,
okay,
right,
what if
right.
we just work around taxes as a concept? So we
Oh,
don't
by
have to pay?
growing in prosperity for Nuon, that's just because they have tons of oil, and the whole world
Yeah,
runs
that's
on
true.
oil.
They have the most. They have the arguably the most of the resource everyone wants most.
Which they took by military conquest, which is also encouraged by the ideology. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the hardest part for me about being part of the North religion is that like I really can't condone like violence, but also I do have to raid, and if I want to get into heaven, I have to die in like glorious battle. So it's definitely a conflict for me. You know?
Yeah, that's a tough one for you.
It's tough. It's tough. It's a catch-22. dude.
It's tough to
You know
be
what?
a pagan.
You know what? Praise Odin. Am I right, boys?
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm gonna try and stay away from you because you gotta be collecting those green blitz.
Yeah.
Blitz. Gooblers. Goobeldorf.
Gubeldorf.
You know, if I could go to one country in Europe right now, I mean, is it weird to say I would want to go back to Spain? Spain is such a good country, dude. They
Yeah,
know how to
Spain is
party.
sweet. I love Spain.
They know how to party. They know
I
how to have
thought
good times.
Barcelona was so cool.
Oh, I didn't get to go when I was there. I was in like Madrid and then in the south of Spain, in oh God, what is it called? I want to say Taormina, but that's the place in Italy from White Lotus. I cannot for the fucking life of me remember what the Seville. We're in Seville.
I might just die on this run.
Could be a
took
vibe, dude.
I took a weird ghost, but I also have like very unsustainable lifestyle.
Oh, that's fine. I'm looking. It's wave 4, dude. I was
Yeah.
playing so much Brotato, like 2 weeks ago. In the last like week and a half, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I was playing so much this game because I was just like I wasn't home and all I had was the Steam Deck.
Right.
You can just grind this game out on Steam
Oh,
Deck. Did you
I
Yeah, they got you. Did you get a Steam Deck, Reese?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And do I think Macron's wife is a man? Yeah, I'm pretty convinced of that, honestly. And we should watch next week. We should get into that and actually watch that series because it is crazy, honestly. I think he is. And I also think one of the dumbest decisions he made was deciding to sue. I say he, meaning Macron's wife, by the way. Deciding to sue Candace Owens because now it's all going to come out in Discovery. And maybe, unless I'm wrong, I could totally be wrong, of course. But oh wait, that's a really good pickup for me. But my intuition is yeah, Macron, and also more than that, I think it's Macron's wife is like his dad or something like that. There's like more to it than it's actually crazy.
Dude, I hate when you get like a random UPS email that's like, oh hey, like we have your package en route,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But then they don't tell you like who it's shipped from. So it's like I've still like I have a backlog of stuff coming for my because I am still like getting stuff set up in my apartment for the most part.
Right.
And so it's like I have no idea what the fuck that is or if it's like important enough for me to need to keep an eye on, you know?
Yeah.
It's the
What a fall from
50
Napoleon.
gallon lube drum I ordered from Amazon. You
Oh,
know about this? You know, you
nice,
can
yeah.
order a gigantic fucking drum of lube.
I did not know that. But
Now you do,
is
dude.
it
Now you
like
do.
4 feet tall and like you put
Yeah,
it in
it's
your
like it's
living room?
literally like an oil drum of
Mhm.
lube.
It's hysterical.
There's just no way anyone needs that much. You know?
Let's rip it. What a fall from Napoleon. What a fall from Napoleon indeed. Although, wasn't Napoleon sort of into dude, or am I wrong about that? I feel like every French
Napoleon?
guy in history is gay.
I mean, like, just in general, outside of history too, Reese.
Yeah. Well, definitely in the modern age. Oh.
I think I'm gonna do another tier list later of like types of guys you see in Brooklyn,
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
like the performative male tier list. You know?
That'd be a fun one. Oh, it's getting hairy. It's getting hairy.
Dude, I was looking. My girlfriend was sending me this shit about because we've been watching Love Island UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy who's like, he's like so egregious with it, with the like cheating on everyone and doing all this shit, like whatever, right? That's fine. That's
Really?
like you play the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
But he
Yeah.
like is like a little egregious about it. And then she sent me a TikTok she found where it was like footage of him before the show, and like he had a crazy hair transplant, like a full on like his shit was fucked. And I feel like it explains like so much of the like the behavior. The dude's like, he's like the gay brother has a new lease on life, you know?
Fuck yeah, dude. Love Island UK.
That shit is mad entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's like once you just accept that like everyone on the show has like collectively on the entire island, there's like maybe a few of 70.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It like
yeah.
it makes it so much more enjoyable because it's like this is how people on the other side of the railroad tracks live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I watched Love Island with Greg, like the first UK season that came out. It was pretty fun.
Oh sure, yeah. I think it came out in the UK before it did in the.
Yeah.
It feels very UK. You know what? I don't even get me started. Fucking Ian Sterling, the comedian who does like the like bumper things in between things and like sets the tone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, he's like, I don't know. I know he's making fucking bank because he's been on the show since it started, and he has a producer title now. So like, I get it. Like, you gotta make that dollar.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like, oh my god, the fucking the jokes this guy is making, they barely qualify as jokes, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like in that British like show personality category
Mm-hmm.
of just like this is, what do they call those, like chat shows or something?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the panel shows.
Yeah, panel shows. Yeah. He's like one of those guys. but not like one of the funny ones.
Right.
Like, you
There's
know who I
some of
love?
them are super funny.
Yeah, I love Richard Ayoade. I think he's
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah. I like him too.
He's got like a new role in a movie coming up that looks like, I think it's like a serious role,
No, that's cool.
and it looks like very interesting. I love Richard Ayoade, dude. I love Richard Ayoade because I love IT.
Yeah, IT guys is funny.
IT Crowd's so good, so fucking good. Dude, the episode where they go see Gay, a gay musical, is like one of the.
A gay musical.
Did you ever see that one?
And
It's like legitimately probably the funniest episode of that whole. Like, you know, the girl Jen, she's like, she
Yeah.
wants to go out with this guy who's like obviously gay, and like no one will tell her, and so like he finally asks her out, and everyone's like, "Are you sure he asked you out?" And
yeah,
she's like, "Yes, he asked me to go see a show. He like asked me out."
yeah.
They're like, "Okay, is it maybe because he thought you were a man?" And then they go to like the show and like they tag along. They're two guys, and Chris Dowd and fucking Richard Ayoade. And they get there, and it's like the show they go to is gay. It's literally called Gay, a gay musical. It's got the funniest fucking B plot of all time though, because the Irish guy Chris O'Dowd gets like stuck in the handicap bath, and because he didn't like realize it was the handicap stall, and instead of
Yeah.
pulling like the cord to flush, he calls for help. And then when they come, instead of just saying like, "Oh, I accidentally," he's like, they broke in and took my wheelchair." And they're like, well, "What kind of disabled are you?" Going, "Leg disabled.
Leg
I'm disabled. I'm disabled."
Damn.
So fucking good.
Around says, "What are your thoughts on Jeff Bezos' new wife? My mother thinks she's ugly AF."
That's like the least Indian thing anyone has ever
That's a
said.
hilarious.
By that, I mean, I
comment.
hope you realize the most Indian thing anyone has ever said.
I also don't find her attractive at all. I don't get why like ultra powerful guys or whatever that like why do they want the ugliest type of woman, which is like the plastic, just like fake. Like he could probably have any like he could probably have a natural lady that's quite hot. He's not gonna have like a successful marriage unless he's like grounded in the church, but like why this like plastic Barbie doll thing? I don't get it.
You know what's interesting? I think I've told you this before, but it's still
Yeah.
interesting to talk about. I had a friend in college or in high school, and
Yeah.
I guess for like interest in not like outing him too hard or like getting too much into it, I won't say his name,
Okay.
but his mom, when he went to college, started like well, let's just say it was successful enough to get an article in like New York Magazine
Cool.
because she was like a dominatrix for like really, really, really rich dudes.
Oh my god.
Like New
That was
York's
his
like
mom?
rich elite.
That
Yeah.
was his mom.
His mom was doing this.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And so like in the article, she's like, "Oh, the reason why it's all like really rich guys that are the like clients that we get is because because they all like, you know, they're so in control of everything in their lives and no one ever like talks down to them that they like need that space to like get
Sure.
owned. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
need like a space to be humbled.
I feel like that's like cuck behavior. I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't know. I think it's not that bad. I think it's like
Like, why do you need to get
'Cause, like,
owned
I-
at all? Why not? Wouldn't it be better just to not get owned, like ever?
Well, I mean, oh wait, get the blunderbuss, dude.
Yeah.
Combine and get the blunderbuss. That shit is really good. Yeah, I mean, surely it would be better to never get owned, but there's some balance, I guess, that we all need in life, you know.
Sure.
If you're like no one is ever willing to tell you anything like to your face that feels
Yeah.
real, maybe it's just good to have like that in some form.
So have someone like shove a fucking pickle up your ass. Like I don't know if that
man.
follows per se.
You know, if it's a hot day and a cold pickle,
Yeah, that's true.
you gotta do what you gotta do, dude.
Sometimes you just need to cool down.
Oh my god, did you ever watch Blue Mountain State, Reese?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, do you remember
That's
the
so
fucking
huge.
bit where it's like they're playing on like the during the summer and it gets too hot and they have to bring out like the ice cold liquid cooling rods
Oh yeah.
and it's like it's not reaching him fast enough. We gotta cool the core. They jam it in his ass and then like it turns out that like the feeling is incredible. So they like all start trying to overheat on the field. So they'll jam like a liquid. Or it's not all of them. It's fucking Harmon,
Yeah,
the kicker.
Yeah.
Who's like keeps trying to overheat, so they'll do it to him again. That show is. I will never go back and watch it because I know it won't hold up and won't be as funny as it was when I was 15.
Yeah, exactly.
But that shit was so fucking
No,
funny.
it's so true. It was such a great 15-year-old show.
Yeah. When you're like 15,
Bernard
16,
says,
Blue Mountain State is like.
Thank
the
God
funniest shit.
prostitution is banned here. I agree. Can you imagine if prostitution weren't banned in India? That'd be crazy, man. Like, no one would have any money.
Dude, I don't think the rupee can take any more inflation.
Ooh.
Do I take this? What's my armor stat at? Oh, 0. I cannot take -3 armor.
Rip and tear.
Rip and tear is awesome.
Okay. Could grab it. Yeah, I think
Dude, I'm getting
prostitution
no
is not good for anybody. There's this like myth that like, oh yeah, like sex work is real work. And it's like, yeah, it's real work, but it's like,
It's work,
it's kind of
alright.
like
I'm
selling,
putting in work.
It's like selling
right?
heroin
I am
is
not
real
making
work.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Nobody is buying what I'm selling.
It's work, I guess. But it also like confirms the whole like objectification of women thing. It's like, oh, so you can't, you are objects. You can be objects if you want. Like,
Hey man, we can all be objects if we want.
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we should promote that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Prague, I had a really funny experience where I was like, I don't know if you know this, if you've ever been, but in Prague, the Old Town Square, which is like a huge like tourist spot,
Right.
and like also like has a bunch of nightlife and a bunch of shops and bars, is also the red light district. Like it's kind of in the same neighborhood.
Damn.
So like when you go, there are people who have like the job to try and like pull you into the sex clubs and like
right.
like whatever brothels. And
Yeah.
so they stand outside. They're mostly guys, mostly
Yeah.
like non-European dudes who just stand out there, right? And but there was one who was like an Eastern European guy, and he was like standing out on you know the main street, like outside one of these stores, and he's sitting there and he's giving his pitch out to the world, and he's going like, banana massage, very slippery, very slippery, very good time. Come in, full nip, boob, butt, whatever you want. Like saying it like really
Banana
fast.
Yeah,
And yeah, I swear to God, dude, I swear to God, he was saying banana massage, banana massage. It was
so funny.
one of the fun. I think it's one of the hardest I've laughed in my life. So like, you know, at least it brought me some joy. You know?
Banana massage. No, that's great.
Banana massage, banana massage.
Banana massage. Banana massage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this run is kind of coming together. I just need way more
Yeah.
elemental damage so I can start blowing up the whole fucking screen. It's getting pretty big, I will say. The
Yeah,
explosion range is getting pretty beefy.
Yeah, it is starting to get. This game is gonna be unplayable soon.
Two people
boy.
it normally works, right? Is it not? Is the connection on your end bad?
It's not great, but it's alright.
Yeah.
It's working.
It's the bi-coastal potato issue, dude.
Yeah, true. Oh fuck.
Rotato ghost coast to coast.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
What are the Twitch terms and conditions of like live restreaming someone else's stream, like a really big streamer, and like not like barely adding anything, but I have my own face cam on, and I'm like doing something else.
It actually kind of depends. Would I rather have a crackhead son or an OnlyFans daughter? That's a great question. I think a crackhead son because the rock bottom is quicker and more obvious, and then they can start to get better. But the OnlyFans daughter, they don't realize they've hit rock bottom because they're like making billions of dollars and right up until it happens, and then it's devastating.
Yeah, counterpoint though, you can't get an OnlyFans, and then if she relapses, she won't die.
Yeah, well, debatable. I don't know. It depends.
Because you know, there's this thing where like when addicts get out of rehab, and like they've been clean for a while,
Yeah.
a lot of them, you know, it's actually really sad what happens, because like people who are clean, when they
Yeah.
relapse, they go back to using the amount that they were using when they were like a full-time user.
Yeah.
So they don't like scale back in. They use an amount that's like lethal to a normal person, which they're very close to being again, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so it just like is devastating. It's very sad. It happened to a guy my brother knew.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. I still.
It's okay
think
when
I still think
when
I
the-
stick by a crackhead son, honestly.
When the Islamic Shah takes over, the worldwide caliphate takes over, rehab for OnlyFans women will be mandatory.
Rehab room. Oh, I can't mirror that. Fuck.
Oh, double hunting trophy or double vigilante ring is huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I think vigilante ring is wild.
Yeah, if you're not doing crit, that other item's not going to do much for you.
I kind of like my speed.
Oh, I'm doing like low-key tons of damage now.
I think I'm doing tons. It's hard to tell. What would you rather have for Nothin? OnlyFans daughter or crackhead son? Oh boy, oh boy.
Damn, dude, yeah, my run is cooking. All right, yeah. If I get Ricochet, though, it's going to become...
Oh, he says
I
it's
was gonna
just wait. He says it's just softcore OnlyFans. That might even be worse, because then it just like
Well-
never comes the rock bottom. I don't know. Softcore OnlyFans daughter. I guess it's not as bad. I would really try to convince her. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I
She's
could
making
do.
a lot of money, and like I'm gonna get put in like a retirement home. I'm keeping, dude. If she makes
Essentially-
more money than me, I'm
the
keeping
thing-
my mouth shut, dude.
Yeah, maybe. Essentially, the question is: would you rather be a terrible parent or a terrible parent?
Oh. Oh. Yeah, a terrible parent or yeah, these things that to be fair, I guess like it doesn't, you know, like
Yeah, it's kind of like a crazy hypothetical, unanswerable. I'd rather be a good parent, probably.
I mean, parenthood just seems too complex for me, right? To even like consider right now, you know. I think
I would do it.
the most mature answer I can give about like when people talk
should.
about wanting kids or not is that I'm sure I will when I'm older, but right now I can't fathom. So
I could fathom it. I would do it if it was thrust upon me right now. I'd be in for it. I think it'd be fun.
I think unironically, Reese, it would quite literally ruin my life.
It would ruin your life. Why is that?
To have a kid right now financially, yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah. The finances be tough, but it's also like you figure it out. People have been having kids.
On
as,
average,
like,
it costs
peasants.
$500,000 to raise a kid, and that's just for the first 10 years.
Yeah, but like, it's not like that. You know, you like figure it. It like works.
I'd have to move. I'd have to like move to the middle of the country.
Exactly. You could like move somewhere cheaper, and then you could like get a better job or whatever, and then
That's like, you know what I
it
thought
doesn't
of that,
have
dude,
to
is if I
cost
can, like,
$500,000. It costs $500,000
Yeah, yeah.
over the course of you making more. Like you're making money the whole time that he's costing money as well. So, okay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but then I can't like gamble it all on blackjack.
yeah, and it would kind of fuck up my whole being a streamer thing probably, but whatever. It'd be for the
I was
greater
gonna say, you know what I've thought about is like, wouldn't it be dope to be like a streamer who's set up in America and then move to Canada and just get paid on $1,000,000, where they count 3 times as much,
good. Yeah, exactly.
right? Like live in Canada but maintain an
Yeah.
American residence just long enough to
That'd actually be
only
kinda
pay
hype.
American taxes.
That'd be kind of hype. Verdavon says, "Bro, it's just homeschool. Them food ain't that expensive." I agree, Verdavon. I think you figure it out.
I don't know. I mean, aren't there studies that say that like homeschools are like your kids are lacking like crucial social interactions?
I don't know. Not really sure. I wouldn't homeschool them, but we have public schools here. I don't know about India, but
Yeah, I would. I mean, yeah,
Uh,
public school. And I live in New York, dude. New York has great public schools.
yeah,
Like, unironically, some of the better higher end ones.
yeah. Ooh.
It's, you know what? It's kind of like asking me if I would like to buy a horse. If someone says, "Would you like to have kids?" Because it's like, Yeah, in an ideal world, I would love to own a horse, but who's gonna pay the stable fees? Who's gonna take care of it? What if something happens to the horse, Reese, and then it's my fault? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I can't handle this horse. I can't have a horse in my
I
life.
can't have a horse. That's
Do
fair.
not. I don't want. Yeah, just do. I can't have. There can be no horse right now.
That's fair, man. That's fair. Oh, I've been playing this game on. Wow, that's so funny. Nobody told me.
What have you been playing? Like,
Like,
and you're not on your stream window.
no, I am, but it was just like you could only see like half of the. Fuck. You can only see like half of the map at any given time because I was like zoomed all the way in from when I was in your Discord. Lol. You guys are the worst. Boom, 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 boom. What I really want to play is RimWorld with on that world we're on.
Oh yeah, dude. My solo RimWorld. I played for like 3 hours yesterday on stream. My
Nice.
solo RimWorld is like popping off. I'm doing the anomaly run, so I'm like generating free resources from studying like weird freaks.
That's hype.
So when they like hit you up, when they come to invade your world and such, you
Yeah.
gotta like kill them but not leave one of them alive, and then you gotta put them in like a little jail cell. And the
Damn.
what the building is made of determines like how secure it is, and they can
Mhm.
escape. And then you gotta like do it all over again. And so I like just I like went out of order because I had like an event that spawned in like a higher level one
Yeah.
that I then had to deal with, and then it ended up being fine. I think Loki, we are gonna go ahead and take a purple rocket launcher. What time is it? Oh, okay, it's 5:30. I probably have to stop streaming in the next like 30-ish minutes.
Yeah,
It's
I'm probably gonna pop off
my-
after this one.
yeah, I think me too. Or if I might just go and do some solo stuff for 30. But
Right.
my it's my girlfriend and I's 6-month anniversary tonight, so
No
we're
way.
going to get
Congrats.
tapas. Hell yeah. Thanks, bro.
Tapas.
Thanks.
Love tapas. That's
Yeah, like a nice tapas place in New York called Boqueria.
OnlyFans has like the highest revenue to employee ratio in the world. I thought like most of the employees don't make any money, and then the top ones make like
Yeah,
$1
I thought that was
billion.
isn't it like the lowest on the isn't it the opposite where it's like way more people are like there are way more people on
Brandon says,
OnlyFans who make nothing.
"What the fuck is a 6-month anniversary?" That's savage. That's hilarious.
No,
It's
yeah,
a
you're
foreign
right.
in
It's
America,
normally-
in America, we celebrate things way too often. Is what that is.
also,
Yeah.
in America, we're actually allowed to hang out with them before they become.
Yeah.
Normally, you meet them and there's sort of like a whole dating process. Part kind of gets skipped by a lot.
So funny. What the fuck is a 6-month anniversary? No, like the employee working for the company, not the models. Oh yeah, that makes sense actually. You could probably run that site with like 1 employee. Wow. Probably not, but
You know what, dude? You know what I would love to see just for like an hour?
Mhm.
I would love to see the guy who does like the live chat, like problem solving help, IT work on OnlyFans.
how would that manifest itself?
Well, because it's like, you know, they're normally like, hi, like, what's your order number and how can I help you? Like, what's the problem? And then
Yeah.
like, I feel like everyone who's asking for tech support on the OnlyFans website is like, she took my money and now she wants boom. You know what I mean? Like,
True. I think that would be funny as fuck.
I feel like it's just got to be dudes who are like really, really angry, not
Yeah.
gonna have like a healthy outlet for that.
It's like 30 million per employee. That is just insane. Sure. Okay, that seems good. Mirror. This guy's pretty fun. I thought it was gonna be at
Which
first.
character do you play? Oh, Buccaneer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard at first, and then
Yeah.
once you like get a little further into the run, that character's so. It just you have like basically infinite attack.
I also got 2 of these gecko things so that I'm instantly attracting a lot.
Oh
of
yeah, a gecko is huge. You need gecko.
Yeah.
Dude, I like on my big Brotato week, I was like grinding out. I was unlocking all the shit that I like. You want, but you don't want to unlock. You know, like the annoying ass characters to beat. Like I beat Bull. I beat what's it called? Like old. and those ones.
Nuclear launcher.
Oh, that shit is fucking busted. You should definitely just buy
Should I just
that.
get it?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Instead of a white shotgun, yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh,
What's up, Max? How you doing?
almost done.
How's it going, brother?
Good, my guy. Good. Well,
Oh, he's so quiet.
You're very quiet, Max. We cannot.
how's this? How's this? Is that better?
Like 1% better.
About 2% better.
Hmm.
Oh, another nuclear launcher.
Oh
I
hell
can
yeah,
make
dude.
it cursed. I can make it cursed,
Yeah. Curse the nuke launcher, and we're fucking in, dude.
and then we're in Biznars. Oh, hello.
We're in Pinard. That's the name of my rat in my RimWorld save right now.
Peanut.
Yeah, I started with a pet rat and I named it Pinard.
Peanard. This thing's almost dead. Nice.
Yeah, dude, we're doing fucking tons.
Huge. Yeah, we're doing absolute massive amounts. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think this is looking like low-key like a one run.
I think this might be one. I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but
Yeah, true. I don't want to rip the cart before the dealer arrives.
I'm going to see Fantastic Four today.
I'm going to see Fantastic
4D.
Four.
Oh wait, Brendan Vaughn asked me, would
like
I
a very-
work at OnlyFans for 300K? Fuck no.
Like a year?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
I would not. 100% chance to instantly attract a material when it's dropped. 100% chance to instantly
Yeah.
attract a material.
That's
when
perfect
it's
for you. That's
dropped.
perfect for you.
Are you
That's
playing Potato?
yeah.
Yeah, we're playing a little rotate.
That's actually insane. Now the question is, do I wait for this to get cursed, or do I just take it? Take it.
I mean, we only have this round and one more, so like, good
All right,
wait.
I'm gonna wait one more.
Oh, there's mirror. I was about to say, I've been getting all.
I wouldn't work anywhere, Vrindavan, that required me to like corrupt my own moral standard. Like, in other words, like if I wouldn't want my daughter doing it or consuming the product, I wouldn't want my son consuming the product or my daughter like being an OnlyFans star, I wouldn't work at the company.
Okay. What about this? Would you sell? Would you like work? Let's say you have like kids and you're off a job, like you're down on your luck and you need money. You're offered a job to like essentially be like Heisenberg, right? Like cook the drugs, but
Yeah.
it's like, but they're being sold in a different country.
No, yeah, no, I wouldn't do it. That's crazy. Why wouldn't I just work at a McDonald's or something?
Because McDonald's don't pay the damn bills, my guy.
But I work at McDonald's in the morning and Burger King at night.
Yes. Are you gonna keep playing Potato or maybe some Peak?
I would,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my stream off and like
yeah, after this, I'm
whenever
turning off
this
the
run is
stream.
over, and then I
Yeah.
would play again or play something else also. Actually, I might play Death Stranding until I have to leave. I'm not gonna lie. Death Stranding 2 has been really fucking good.
That's a fun one. Ooh.
Double coupon.
Okay, I'm kitted out. Look at my items.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. This was like a huge run, dude. We got fucking.
Yeah,
we
we actually went crazy.
Oh, well, yeah, we're not doing endless, so it
Yeah.
ends here.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, another one.
I'm in.
Yeah, dude, I had a crazy run as Chunky. where I was using the rocket launcher, and that shit was so fucking, or the nuclear launcher, and that
Chunky.
shit was so chunky Kong.
I have another nuclear launcher.
Dude, the new Donkey Kong game looks really fun. I'm like low key,
Yeah, I
like
saw
I'm not
Donkey.
gonna spend $600 for a Switch, but like,
Yeah, exactly. I did see Donkey playing that though. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it looks really fun. I did that. I did this with like Mario Odyssey. I didn't buy a Switch.
Right. I was lucky when Mario Odyssey and that stuff was coming out that I was in a dorm with people that had.
Yeah, that is
those
nice.
consoles.
And I was trying to. Oh, I might die. I might die. I might die. Ah, they got me.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, you can kill. I think you can kill them.
Yeah,
If you just kill them, the
I killed that
you
one.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kill the other one and they run into
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, we win.
Yep.
GG, doggies. What the?
I've been trying to get that
Easy,
artificer win
easy,
for a minute, dude.
easy. I would always
Alright,
connect
well,
willing buyers to willing sellers, says Rindavan. Yeah, I just wouldn't. Even if the willing buyers were like Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton, and you, yeah, no, that's bad logic. All right. Very fun, guys. Super good stream.
Yeah,
I hope you
I'm
enjoyed a little bit of a
definitely-
co-stream with Rob.
Hell yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
be signing off. Go give him a follow. What's your name? What's your channel name again, Rob?
It's Deep Cut TV.
Deep Cut TV on Twitch. So
Yeah.
good shit, boys. Super fun. Not our
Yeah,
normal
I'm
stream,
hopped
but
off
I
as
think
well.
we had a good time. Hitler
Yeah, I mean,
Friday.
it definitely got a little off the rails towards the.
I definitely
towards the
did
middle there,
make
bro.
Grok create furry Muhammad.
Yeah,
But
I think that's what I was talking about when it said it got a little. But you know what? We have fun here. We like to have fun around here.
yes, he is Muslim, so give him a hard time, Vrindavan, over in his chat.